no on na your coach enti or you very very experienced and unti and De Laurentiis edinaba no but Rich only say even during the unveiling of Orefe Rudy Garcia and come up and nkofo person mutie a president no ama ne kan ho asem was whether the Nigerian striker is going to stay at Club FM Napoli or not. In the past, De Laurentiis they are two years old or better. And also Napoli Nibia was say Victor will stay and play next season for Club FM in Napoli. Rich, or conveying we are see latest year. Nanu after say esisa. I say, or no de Obian him say over Europa. Ever player contract sign. On him say anichi obia. And players nankasa di one dance here. Say one show here. Say already Laurentiis had a contract to two him. Na osa contract ni say Kim. Say be ya onu nka se kwa obekọpa de edin. Enti so shebo say Victor Betina Napoli. Victor Betina Napoli. But Rich, offer ore ne kasa mu na osio trend nka abante ne betina. Nemu so obi board Napoli siketua. Omuntimi nya ho hwe a. Ometimi invest say sika ne de a. Na sa abante so pese okwa. Ombema nako. Entia everybody say Orefe Aurelio De Laurentiis I na adwen say Victor Bekwa Rich the last time I saw striker from the Italian Serie A ne board dempa was Romelu Lukaku time at Chelsea at 150 million euros ebeto no I say obi di sika about Victor ho a agise ni pakon e break is a record no omoto Abante fan Romelu Lukaku no. Se wontimi break is a record ne dia. Emba omanim krase oba bedi Victor Osimhen ehho enkomo and that is coming from the president. But Rich, se Oshe Lukaku time na obama internal Chelsea this kakoye na. Any Victor Osimhen ni say and status na. Wo any club be prepare say obe break record na because there is a clubs be prepare no. Chelsea pe. Bayern na di no enkomo. Paris Saint-Germain nya omo pe. Even over English Premier League nima Manchester Crep striker. But omunyina no would they say oh me could De Laurentiis anim what they can catch me say me ni sky abroad the Chelsea ni ba Lukaku na me break transfer na me ba na Rich one way on uto ni kakra bi ko achi a say Lukaku ko ya amfa anamboa time na Chiro Immobile eja ne naso pa as the main striker of Serie A nim no oko Dortmund amfa oko Sevilla amfa. Then came striker being say Moro Icardi chiri di wo Italian Serie A nim oko Paris Saint-Germain amfa nansi no semi face our Turkish league nim. Enti where we are you look at these nansen strikers of Messi so Italian Serie A nim o ma ya de pa nkofo di sika koto omo enso say omo koto omo ba na amfa na wonim Rich osie mesa one major problem. So wonim say next year yebo AFCON
Ivory Coast
nti say auto Victor Nigeria qualify for AFCON. It means next year January February you are not going to get your striker. It's imagine Manchester United is here almost per striker almost per presence when anymore. Then what is it? Almost 120 million euros aqua striker. January do ya time a league na book careful na when you abre ho no yes so striker no kobo AFCON say on the Nigeria cup final it means that obeba it will be after the 11th 12th February and so when you striker no from January. That is the reason why I say African player this is what na obia onim details pa or you meticulous akotona na or you careful especially say AFCON e ba Rich so to CMC yeah. There is no Nigeria from with him and potentially so Nigeria could anymore. The more Nigeria stays in the AFCON, the more you lose him. And Eric Ten Hag and Ocampus Mo will be sitting there and say, will we come?
Ya mamunina chena nkraba pa Osimano edu enum ya trans ye the weekend edition of Nhyira digital passports jumadie no and ade Abraham abeda phone no atrase of course obibianka I was show no so ya trans I just said do me no 3 solid hours agudem nsam kwa ane abobo no ayede ebremo enchane e kwa manene na manene nsam abobo no of course I didn't na dia damo I was show no so ye wi ana afi ya befie na afisam so a ano so abobo no eneme me nda no pay ano so yetimi adi abremo edi join on Facebook in Shawans 4.5 FM in Shawans 4.5 FM said the abribia no ba oye no ba o share dwumadi no shani de hiame pa share na unu ebi oba bi no nso nya dwumadi ni bi enhwe what share we no na odo message na ka ho yakoba na makan enso etimi adi ama on TV ya live our Primsan TV or multi TV decoder no so onchia sign aya risk anu biem obetimi anya Shawans 4.5 live on Primsan TV na also no why part of the show yen fadwumadi no and so emphasize and mamo. Now the channel says say YouTube so no. I alive our YouTube. Now YouTube no. Also Insha Passports live. Insha Passports live. We be to live our YouTube. Or takrade so a also no. Kiss of them or kodo our takrade. We be to me etien and so ho. And I fe nyame ayadom so a 10 o'clock na say nuanom asempa 4.7. And I feel Adum TV, Omuna no joining near the weekend edition of Nhyira Guitar Passport, Jumedino at the Abramum. Yamunina Chia Dasi, son of Pewa Chusu in Shah from over the Addis. Yadi Agrim in Samno at the Abramo. Na Yakoman and ne, Yamon letters. Dear Koso, I won't go for Koso, Titu Pano, a transfers. Yabara Asana Kakra. Na yasha the letters on Declan Rice. I ran to Robenia joining Arsenal. And answer the Henry didn't come at Man City. And so do Muha Jimino. Is the one for Brantano. Ne Arsenal for the say. And it's so more monitor situation. So as a city for the Birmingham, Diana de Kaka. But so Oma and Declan Rice Arsenal for some court team for Fruby. No more for player, I dear few ho. Na a player bang Pamcho, young Comra. Na young fast answer no, and for Emramo. Chelsea and Siberaho na Yamama Abde Kaka Abrante for some wise Kai Saidu. Also send the letters and saying na Mobaka Abakacham sa Chelsea Epa striker be at your free a Villarreal. Na Abrante and Fano a Nicholas Jackson. Also letters and saying of course Yabedi San Comono and so show so Anra Yabakacham sa Manchester United is almost goalkeeping hono. I'm also among David D. and Emsa Branton, Brown one warm. And T.S. Ayrton Hack, I catch them Manchester United. Say, Ope goalkeepers be. Now, and yet, Yabamamo in a pecking order. Why and I am Manchester United first choice, second choice, and after the third choice. A Kobani say, woman, yeah, we are. Ominous air choice, no, I need nano. Of course, Yatrasi, yet the sound common. And so at the Ebebramo now, and Messi Mount. Also, I didn't catch him some Manchester United. Happy Messi Mount. Also, letters and saying, it is some community nano, and so at the Abramo. Now, you were corner fee, Paris Saint Germain Brantia, and when Sir Kylian Mbappe Lotin. On Sandra, you catch him, Sir Abrantano, say Bibia, Sadia, and they said, I'm so man, green light, you know, say, obey me, I could team you up or no, so bet me, Ako. Now, letters and saying, Abrantano, I was saying, about Paris Saint Germain, and I said the Paris Saint Germain for the able to say, as a capable be a bomb, but you know, my job, Brent and Amanacono. I don't say, but you come on, I will a show since then. So, no, you're fully packed, so you can't miss today's show. It is join a love on Facebook in Shawans 4.5 or bar share, farmers in Bra, and transfer Ben up us to home, a home cobo, or a Fabra, a Becking kind, and so at me at the amount. Na Anra FIFA. Council no so call meeting. Na amuko meeting no. FIFA council no the same way the abetuja. Amuko no almost say nyame yadoma in 2025. Ayade FIFA Club World Cup no say dey. Ama expand no. Ama biem. Say ebenya 32 clubs. And ombobo FIFA Club World Cup no. Near say the clubs no doso. Now almost say 2025 Jumedie no. The first ever. The first edition no. Abakoso our United States of America. There's so many more, and they be free amanene, and so etimi abanafe. yaba fie ade afisam no enso etimi ade aka me ho yaba fie mediama nanom bakan a mediama call parliament na omo trophy omo je that is the Ghana Premier League no omo de co-chair the parliamentarians enso our parliament house na omo ko ene na speaker of parliament yewra aye Abansmani Babin enso de te aye MPs nanim senkebeya o charge omo nyina obi amoa na mediama Africa omo so kobo no omo timi nya sika kakra na afei omo mfa kobo aye Africa na anona honorable Kwame Agbogza ona ye MP adema aye adoklu opani so no so speaker we de enka yesam de nenso onza Ghana no yentam pen kreka suit hat but on de obeka no kre no asenti speaker pa seba wu ke ode wa aka no kre sa Ghana football ye da hoyi ode wa aka no kre officiating enkoye park omo boss ball enkoye na de ose de atwa no nsuru mu kura aye coaches no ase coaches no omo nyomo mo kire a players no enya fit for purpose enya man koye enti hwan pa na sabi na dwene mu da ho investor ben ena betam ni sika so de bewura Ghana football mu so de ni sika be so ensi da no no kura o ye member of parliament no e be de so de ni sika enso bewura aye Ghana football mu asaba MP ko kan ye ko fan sempi ana de aba ne yenso be chechare kakrakra ade afa ho Kim Faisal ye ne be ka mo ye protest at Tamale City on Amabrant Fansa Isaac Mensa Arante Kim Faisal echrema or ye double registration amasini pabako or the Isaac Mensa or Sunday aye jire kodonisi and until Kim Faisal hu we no anom koye protest akodisi no this one committee amobo assembly degree Kim Faisal asa ya appeal anu the appeals committee ade ruling ade ababonten na omode bani na omse Kim Faisal asem no sebi ensuo bi ansa da nyinam enti omato asem no enso etimi atwene enti de tense as we speak apparently Kim Faisal akọ relegation Kim Faisal enkan Ghana Premier League ho bim enti Kim Faisal ibewra ho na matesa alaji kan guza se ono ompene da ani omo kọ cars ton ani omo kọ na afei omo so etimi asesa verdict no when you afofo pika ho of course yebewram our black meteors so kakra na yakosha black meteors nyame adoma Afcon under 23 no start enetue ye no na mo china ana Ghana yababo yem first game edia aye Congo coach Ibrahim Tanko enso akasa head of air tournament no this are many more and e be free aye fie enso etimi dia banti and dem say jumadi no anyasem kitokra mesi fo nua na kacha no say Nhyira password jumadi no yede ashisha so weekend edition official data passwords live on Primsan TV Facebook Nhyira 4.5 and on YouTube Nhyira passports live Nhyira passports live obetumi ahwedwede live on afi odo message na de aba ne akenkan edi aba me say transfer ben and now person no pay you can want some edi ma Kudus nsam awa ina no yemfa san komo no and so emfa emrao bright nana safu kantanka I say good morning Richardo Kudus to Chelsea is trending yes I say Chelsea I say amobefa Kudus Mohammed had your fee the team on also abo of course and also no we me say tam chuku ye ni na no ade Abraham Charles Twenebo ame bra pani no bra good morning me say we show no den our Alexandra Virginia our US good morning now I say greeting from Landmark Terrace apartment Alexandra Virginia US to Nhyira passports team me brown no good morning me chair dia me chair honorable Kojoba Ajiman National Sports Authority former board chairman baby openi will be good morning honorable anyami shopa all right ya front media ni success way also bra be so dia fa ayo message no bra me patro transfer ben ana no purpose ya ka ho asem adema for bra na fa yenkika emfa ema I cobra revelation I say Hala Madrid na so over so tie Madrid on some okay de ba Emmanuel Kofi Mensa As more update on Chelsea, of course, and the Chelsea some and so at the Bremo. And to the farmer said Nebra, Amadou Rashid, as a good man, Richardo, watching live from Libya. Update on Mbappe to Real Madrid. Okay, and also at the Bremo, Eric, Selikim, Minusmania Dinia. I say, I won't believe any transfer rumor again until the player has signed and moved. That Chelsea and Barcelona thing, them do last window, no. Okay. All right, also message out there, Abrame, and then Anopenie, Starboy also then, good morning. Richard watching the show, loud and clear. At Asafumim Airport, champion Richardo, more fire. Black Meteors winning tomorrow against Congo. Greeting to teacher K20. Gorgeous Space, Oibo Buaten, and my lovely father. No jokes. And a Starboy also Ode Abreme and then Anopay Nana Bafo. Also good morning. I'm watching live UK and also Medino at the Oibo Buaten. Neighbor was watching live. Dream Chelsea had no justification. They should go to Africa and experience the heat. We both want to know the message at the Abrami and then Anopay. Quickly, yanko. Na yemfejmedi and so emfa and she says so. Happy birthday, Enko Enfama Glenn Kwame Asabre. Okay, Glenn Kwame Asabre. Abebiu Wonka East Legon. Yes, so unfortunately, in Yagro, happy birthday, Glenn, Kwame Asabre, Abebiu, or Accra, East Legon, and a year of birthday, Abebiu, and a da, Facebook in Shabanzo 4.5, very nice young man, and a OD and birthday, Abebiu, Yamin Shaw, Unshaw, na, and Pabia, the Atu Yankupon in Biano, and I had a Cassia Diamawi, Yankupon, and so ain't a year on Pibonum. All right, so the aquanima them Yankona Yamfedmedino and Shishaso in Shabanzo 4.5 live on Pimsan TV and Facebook in Shabanzo 4.5 FM, Farmers in the Brana for Yankin Kai and so Emfa Emao Fifi Manfred Chuku Emeka Maduke. Good morning. Bibiabo Cordier.
I know, yeah, come on.
Medasu Yembat.
So free abeko.
Me free me come chrome.
Okay.
Esu hu biase.
Okay.
Na me kasa me so awodampam.
Oh.
Awo esu hu biase.
We
adofo su no.
Ye ma oni abusuafo nyina yakọ.
Me ma abusuani nyina ina ho yakọ.
Me ma oni abusuafo.
Me so afia.
Yakọ. Mo shedin.
E biase nye de.
Yeah. Edin enso.
Biase nye de.
Yesu kura ye him.
Sure.
Ti. Me bia so be kama.
Amen.
Yeah, obo de ti ase de. Ono no de mo no sanso de ji.
Ti me free ha. Na me ko aso biase. Na de yi ono ade ahyehyɛ so nti abusua ni nyina abusua ahia awo aso biase sesi a me kasa yi me nyina ho yakɔ. All right. Yanko ina fe yan fa de na start.
Be say na start.
Transfers na fa de na
start from Manchester United.
Yes, started from Manchester.
Yeah, started from Manchester United.
Okay, nti ene pega so na me so no my back
because we say and your transfers no. Yeah, but Manchester United now even since the transfer window no start here no. Ye ni hu komo bebre because of we know say Manchester United there are issues kakra with ownership any sane man. So let us start from Manchester United. Now you did the home common and the way I because there's a lot of the conversation.
Okay.
Manchester United. You do all then we can have a conversation and then analyze the situation. The latest one, Messi Mount.
Sure.
Mode offer no kokoma. Mode offer a kokoma Chelsea. Overrun it through.
Me run it through kaka. Yeah, the turn bed at the Coma Chelsea. About Manchester United, they're called at the 55 million pounds and at the call Chelsea.
Yeah.
I'm going to call Chelsea and Chelsea for 55 no from. Now, Chelsea, accent price in the Chelsea so I'm going to pay 58 million pounds plus 7 million add-ons. So Manchester, I'm for 58 million pounds plus 7 million add-ons and I'm for Madia and a Macy Mount. I'm on Fanima Manchester United. Now, I'm paying Koma Kakra Medi from Manchester, Cortes. And it's I say, I've been boy Yaba Kakra because I don't say Chelsea for no. I'm more tough time because of say 55 they don't feel senka we dear at the bracket. Chelsea Virgin and comedy Mason Mount. And but also the other Manchester team into a home near say Mason Mount and I catch Manchester say. So now Manchester no possible.
Okay, Rich, it's you real.
I am fan of Konafi, you couldn't know.
Exactly.
Now the latest room 55 rejected.
Yeah.
Chelsea is almost pay 58 million pounds.
Yeah.
Plus 7 million add-ons.
Spot on.
It's
Rich. You see, maybe me starting with this preamble. Mason Mount a player biao at Chelsea or England. Any baby I born a bobiano. They have been subdivided with respect to the quality. Our fancy. Everything is on yard. Everything is on yard. But the statistics of Mason Mount in a team and in a game, I are there to see. Again, even via the eye test. So we just say Mason Mount about the ball. He gives you a lot more as a player. Hence, say Obika say on yard sana. Then he asks a lot of questions. Only Manchester United are also there with respect to fans. No? First thing they say Mason Mount doesn't even deserve the 55 million pounds. But you need to come in the context of where Mason Mount is. Mason Mount is a Chelsea player. I can't 1 year with Chelsea Football Club. Say one extended contract now. In January, Obetima starting team made him come say Obeko for free. Any agent say match law. Any almost everybody that report from Chelsea Football Club say the relationship between Mason Mount, ni Papa Tony Mount, any Alex Goldberg, mommy and the publicist no, have been strained beyond repair with Chelsea Football Club. Even as at Nhyira, tell my Chelsea rejected bed no. Ni Papa Tony Mount for a phone. Joe Shelton, any still was catch him say, Chief, contract no, renew. It is come on the bar. Munje from Chelsea Football Club. Todd Bowley Muhuni say Mount it's now 1 year no. About 6 months from now to December. Before January bedroom, they believe strongly. Say Mauricio Pochettino bar. Obetima Sisanioma, and he can convince Mason Mount to stay at Chelsea Football Club. Inti say ye turn it there, yen jisike so, and yes, I had yen turn. That is the standoff from the two perspective. Chelsea feels yes, I can't 1 year on the contract, so. But a top talent, Rich, Enka Mason Mount, Enka Madrid for and top Jude Bellingham. He is part of the profiles that we would have been looking at. He's a young Englishman. Very, very good player. Bayern will come into the conversation, say January, Baby Drew Onma. He is a player that Thomas Tuchel likes a lot. That is the situation with Mason Mount. And now more than 55, no, no, 50 plus 5, no, no. Actually, this is Kanisha. It's Kanisha for Mason Mount. And on my evaluation of Mason Mount, exactly like you said, 58 million plus 7 million of add-ons. So you get 65 for Mason Mount. Hoping amount of money for a player, I can't 1 year on the contract. And unim near Emma at the end even much more critical. Chelsea catch Manchester United say, we are willing to make the deal. But you know, for some come on MYM. So let's meet in person. And
1-on-1.
Mason Mount. And yes, okay, me cover because Chelsea him say so. China Manchester United what's no maybe. Then the possibility of probably the boy signing a contract extension even after 2 or 3 months under Pochettino and then there is a problem. And Omunim. You see, Rich, Nhyira transfer even extra dicey at this point. Nhyira Mason Mount on connection. And you widely reported. Why agree personal terms with Manchester United? But about Chelsea, where is he going to get the love from the fans? A bad dream to win the fans over again. A bad dream to win the fans back at Chelsea Football Club. Again, the midfield now, Chelsea Ekita Chelsea is going to play a flat 4-3-3. As Penyayenim and Mauricio Pochettino, a 4-2-3-1. If Moise Caicedo is coming in, he takes the more ball-sided side as an 8. Then Enzo Fernandez. Hold on. Caicedo as a 6. Then Enzo Fernandez as an 8. Then there is Nkuku right in front of them. He may be stifled of game time. And on the side of Mason Mount, maybe I didn't know. See, Mason Mount, he mistake. And then he entourage. na ɔsign contract kima Chelsea bargaining right in Zambia. Chelsea can put a lot of things in the contract in favor.
That is all on
exactly. It will say Kiane Esoko.
But player can 1 year there.
Yeah.
The woman about 6 months. The next 6 months they didn't obey.
Exactly. It's I want to
free because that time Bosman ruling.
Exactly. I want to no problem with John Moto. Any everything hard. What is the negotiation tactics with Messi Mount? As a man of Chelsea for Deca. Because Omama Chelsea play hard ball. Wait, 55 should have been the best, I tell you. 1 year. Oh, come on. Near Chelsea.
Yeah, 1 year.
Yes, near Chelsea. Messi Mount is a quality player. But kind of 1 year, everything shows that he can't go back to Chelsea. Advantage in now Manchester United side. Chelsea also, in the books of FFP, needs some cash on the books. It's also really I don't know, say Chelsea, Chelsea needs to be so in believing say they are buying Beba who and Abibisa. But assistants now buying are not coming for Messi Mount. That's what Mujis can. That's what Mujis can. Oman use can because rich say and they oko milk food market anymore. Maybe a Messi Mount age in our form, but there is quality. There is top quality Messi Mount profile. And yet and run yet say Manchester in Newcastle for AC Milan. Ako for Sandro Tonali aba. How much is Sandro Tonali going for at AC Milan? Newcastle. Excesses, Akika 70 million. So Sandro Tonali could have come for that money. Yes, he doesn't have the premiership experience, but he's a top midfielder, much more hybrid than even Messi Mount. He can play as a 6. That Messi Mount cannot. Uko AC Milan. Ismael Benassa plays there as a 6. Sometimes Tonali. Sometimes they shuffle. The other plays as a 8. The other plays as a 6. So what are Manchester United on bargaining strategy? What really is it? Because for me, it is high time say final bid. 68 plus 7. Meet Chelsea. I don't think they have done the proper evaluation of the player. Acquire 60 million. Chelsea should be taking it for Messi Mount. And I don't know why, as it stands now, Manchester United are still on the negotiation table waiting. Rich, apart from Sandro Tonali, this man is still on the market for, I think, 28 or 29 years. Serge Milinkovic have it for Lazio. You can get Serge less than 30 million over Italy. Yes, age in one. Same for Adrian Rabiot. There is the age factor. United want to build a midfield dominance because Soko for another 29-year-old 30 Beshema. Casemiro is in that range. Bruno Fernandes is getting old as well, getting towards that age as well. Okafor Serge Beshema. But this is quality. So the short term, you could have gotten Serge Milinkovic unless Messi Mount and Eric Ten Hag can specifically so pay Messi Mount there. And yes, there are a lot of options on the market. Like Sandro Tonali can also get a job done. And Omer Jan Manuko, a friend said Newcastle. It's rich. Messi Mount a Jumane there. A baby yapa. So moment you just say kind of film so 65. It's a very serious indictment on John Motomo negotiation skills. Because kind of so rich. That's one. Yeah. I can't
do 1 year there.
1 year. January, 6 months, no, but that's I know more 6 months.
Yeah. About 6 months, the rest of 6 months need anymore. Yeah. Actually, he becomes a free agent.
But mine
have a number to let him come see.
Yeah.
Money says, and now your money 1 year, you know, more free.
But the more you swear, within that 6 months, Bayern will come down. I can assure you.
That's all about a free agent.
And I make currency Bayern send an engineer. Why you come back? Barcelona to come free agent.
Oh, my man.
Oh, remember. Barcelona will be a quality player.
No, in assumptions now, yeah.
Yes, assumptions. But assumptions based.
And today I'm fun in Pose. What I'm fun in Pose. 2 clubs are boy no biaba. Send him the player so.
And no na mom.
And wa on ne bakasa.
And no na mom piano. Mo be se mo wie ni sisi e. Nti yes mom frɛ Alexander Arnold. Your friend is Arnold. Omo penny no. On tu scan fast e ma tot ball. Ni yes nti fan ko to mo sky say do your penny temper season no.
Oh in twabio.
Abuetua.
The
meeting only near mine now. Me na me say bia nka mu TSS kan. But onim Austin mo report ya pe anche energy cost Ben mo any Austin as me report bi say now Chelsea have asked United to meet in person and they feel say Manchester United will come in for the final and last bid. And I have a feeling, say Chelsea read the room and they realized United were desperate with Mason Mount, and of course Mason also wants to leave. So that is definitely going to come in. Now, Mutu can we are. You see, this is a bigger conversation. Me sorry, Manchester United and then see United in common year before we go anywhere else. David De Gea Edison 32. Andre Onana around 26 or so. More experienced goalkeeper in terms of age. Andre Onana is younger. On the profile of two players, we know. David De Gea gone through Atletico de Madrid, Manchester United. What about the Spanish national team? In the last few years in the Spanish national team, every manager, especially under Luis Enrique, who prioritizes playing out on the background, doesn't see David De Gea as the man to man his post for him. Manager be a coach Spanish national team on one play long balls. On prioritizing just the shot stopping over the ball playing ability of a goalkeeper. No, doesn't see David De Gea as the man to play. There have been times even Yaya Kepa has been chosen over David De Gea in the Spanish national team. And say Ubisa who say now under Manchester United, what are some of the aliens of the Yamobono? It is David De Gea's distribution. If you go to Eric Ten Hag's Ajax team, the goalkeeper was Andre Onana for a large part of it, because he was a very good shot stopper, a wonderful sweeper, and even an excellent ball playing goalkeeper. And more the entity Andre Onana as a young goalkeeper was from Barcelona. At La Masia. He has gone through that process before. He knows how to play. He can even play as a 6 if you want him to do. And there's a mobile Manchester City. He can do it. Rich. The conclusion, even before I finish the analysis, they say Andre Onana Manchester United. He increases your ball playing ability from the back and your build up by a fold. It is a goalkeeper. And United needs a goalkeeper. In the rebuild of Manchester United, there is a need for a goalkeeper. And if United say that they want to do a proper rebuild, and they are buying players left, side, center, they need it. Which, this is the scout report for Andre Onana. It is from Scout's report, and you find it once you check it. Andre Onana touches in a game, 89%. From the goal kick successful ones, Nhyira has said the pass per game, goals again in his save percentage are all there, all cladded in green. The next one is that of David De Gea. If you compare to Andre Onana, Rich, ball playing, playing out on the back, long passes, sweeping, shot stopping ability, Andre Onana is right there. Saves percentage, Onana enya 76.4, David De Gea enya 71.7. So a lot of the people who argue of the two players, make a say, oh, say Onana ni more about he's not a better goalkeeper in terms of shot stopping than David De Gea. But that is factually not true. Onana is an outstanding goalkeeper, even with saves and in his sweeping abilities. No?
In the Champions League.
So United needs him. This is Onana's touches per game. So over game up every 90 minutes, or average about 89 touches. For a goalkeeper, a whooping. Now, David De Gea there. For every 90 minutes, David De Gea averages just 30 touches per game. And it draws my attention to something. The attention it draws me to, makes me worried for Manchester United going into next season. This is where you need to ask questions of our branch friend David De Gea. Every goalkeeper be also a top goalkeeper. It's not just quick to launch the ball upward. Goalkeeper be about the ball wants to do exactly one thing. Find a way to pass the ball straight to attacker. Which one of the tactical board, David De Gea.
Yeah, a control ball.
The ball has come back to the goalkeeper. Or 1, 2, Lindelof A ball. There is another striker who is open. There's a defender who is opening up at the right side. This is in the FA Cup final. Rich, Adia David De Gea Charlie Obey. Antonio Boasi kum. Nobody. Not once. Not twice. And yes, we are. Once the ball goes to your opponent, it comes back to you. They recycle it and they put you under a lot of pressure a lot of the times. This has been one of the base of our branch friend David De Gea. He has come under a lot of criticisms when it comes to distributing the balls in every game that they play in. Sharp contrast between Ono and our branch friend Andre Onana. Now look at this, Rich. You will see a start.
This is the Champions League final.
The Champions League final.
Against Man City.
Against Manchester City. Ball if you so what's your ball now? Every time you Inter ball to be called City, a congesting field for them. The first option they had was go back to our branch friend Andre Onana to recycle the play because he's a top player on the ball. Rich, I'm the ball now come to Andre Onana. Shady Onana Baye takes about 3 or 4 touches, then finds a pass. From there, Manchester team friend International Milan were able to create a chance against Manchester City. David here taking 1 touch on the ball long. But Onana takes about 2 touches, finds a pass to Romelu Lukaku, and then he creates a chance for team friend International Milan. This is the difference between Abrante friend Andre Onana and Abrante your friend David De Gea. Onana is always finding passing options. Always finding passing options. And again, in this point in time, Inter for the person who play out on the back. Man City for na congesting if you want him. Onana stands on the ball. And so the eye level of Andre Onana, he scans onto the wide area and check who are branch friend Federico Di Marco. Now, if we go to the video part of this annotation, I'm there now. Quickly, once he finds a branch friend Di Marco, he goes one like this. Not the ball, Di Marco sends the ball to him, and then the job is done. Very, very good ball playing ability from our branch friend Andre Onana. All round a better shot stopper. All round a very good sweeper than our branch friend David De Gea because Ofi the post to come and close down when you're under a counter attack. He's a good shot stopper as well, and he's a wonderful and excellent ball playing goalkeeper that you need at the highest level for team and friend in Manchester United. So for me, yeah, say as it stands now, no one still convinced of Andre Onana.
Oh, confirm me problem. I'm here. Me want to say,
yeah.
Say near him say about Onana.
Yeah.
Anthony de contract extension. I come out David years on sign.
Just on sign.
No, on the mimi problem they say.
Okay, I said come on.
Say sir, Abrante so holidays or Bob of sign.
Yeah.
So what sign is here now kofa Onana de neba. One or bench no one is that.
Maybe in a contract extension, United they are shame so on your outright number 1. ABI it is in there.
Which I know said the year. So I contract on sign.
Because I'm also thinking is I need to the year and sign a contract extension all this while. Not all trying to call holidays are about to sign a contract. So maybe there's something that he doesn't really agree to. Into opportunity to think about.
Maybe the okay.
Exactly. Say the shame.
Say you go for Nana ba.
Yeah.
Na you do Nana ba.
Yeah.
Say on your number 1 view.
Yeah.
Put there's also be preview.
Yeah.
Or probably be grab a second goalkeeper.
Exactly.
It's maybe I don't know what to change in answer, but me feel said the problem beba. Say you feel say for Nana. Let's go for Nana.
Straight away na munya
David. Enjoy David Yaman. Simple. As ABCD.
Yeah.
Yaman got simple.
I
say I'll say the contract extension be come on.
I agree on that score. Onana na was some pen.
Yeah, Onana. Let's go Nana. Chairman, you better better go position.
Yeah, when a younger goalkeeper.
Simple no. Onion deputy. No one near movie on.
Rich, Man City for no Ebe house now.
Is there a few Manchester cross now?
Yeah.
Okay.
See a year stand the Man City are bomb quickly. I didn't see that Pepe Declan Rice. Why? Because you find a profile by profiler. Sir, number 6 row, single pivot now, Rodri Ebo Manchester City. Rodri can play as a single pivot. Calvin Phillips can play as a single pivot. Epra, any the fact that he hasn't really adapted to how Pep wants to play in the whole season. Games of boy from yes, do 90 minutes. Okay, come minutes, Nibuma. I don't think so. It or share down more games, sir, in the English Premier League. Now, Man City are widely reported from Gianluca Di Marzio, from the top journalists all over the world who are saying that they are very close to getting the deal of Declan Rice done because they were in advanced stages. And so why the sudden twist from Manchester City? Obi because maybe a Gunia so they want to show up in the quality, but it's a different profile. Declan Rice doesn't replace Gunia. Even Kovacic, in my own mind, doesn't replace Gunia. Different profile altogether. So And when I decided to say no. Let me go and find out maybe what are the similar characteristics that Declan Rice are you close to some of the Manchester City midfielders are Pep here, and that's the reason why he's going for him. Rich, on our tactical board, your interceptions, your recoveries, your total ball carries, and your tackles. I think on Wednesday, you didn't watch it once. The key point that we spoke about when the total ball carries from midfield, and we showed an annotation now Rodri Edasro, Kovacic Ewom, Abrantia, your friend Bernardo Silva was also inclusive of that list. And it is a similar profile that Declan Rice has across all of these midfielders. Declan Rice averaged 702 ball carries in the English Premier League, second in the 2022-2023 season. So, this takes me to something there. One saying here, Pep is trying to re-engineer how a person born a midfielder. And the last time, whilst we were on the tactical board, one of the things I alluded to, they said, Arsenal last season, no more 4-3-3 now. Arsenal so born 4-3-3 now. What Arsenal and Brighton did a lot of the time was press Manchester City 1v1. Do not allow them have extra men. Because if you allow them have extra men, then they are going to beat that with time and space. You press your 1v1. It means they are going to deal with them with your technical superiorities now. You will limit the game to moments and individual abilities of each and every player on the field of play. Now, I think, sir, Pep foresees a future in the English Premier League where a lot of the teams will come at him 1v1. Now, in any game of football, if you speak to any manager, if you are in a game and your opponent is marking you 1v1, then you need very good press-resistant players, very good dribblers, very good ball carriers, and very good technical players who can win duels 1v1 with combativeness, with very good technical abilities, and with aggression. So I will not be surprised, and I'll put this video down somewhere. Say a statistics in now, Pep will play in the regular 4-3-3. He may start John Stones as any of the 4 centre backs, no? Maybe even from out wide as a right back. Then, once the game is progressing, John Stones will invert into the middle of the pack as a double 6 with a branch friend Rodri. Then in the 2 attacking number 8, he is going to have somewhere Declan Rice in that fold over there. What this affords him, they say, it affords him an extra man who is very good in terms of a ball carrier. So maybe Pep is going after Declan Rice because of a sort of born as an attacking number 8. So that he can deal with things like that. He can deal with Brighton. He can deal with Arsenal. Maybe he can deal with the new Manchester United ever. Maybe the new Liverpool that's also coming with strength in the middle of the pack. Pep really strikes me like that. Say, up a total dominance and total control in that midfield. So let's get in players who can dictate the pace of the game from that point of view. And once he does it, he exerts control. Pep and uncertainties. Every time once he's in his game, the job is simple. Make sure that we are getting the job done with respect to control of the game from every aspect of the game. And that is how I think say Pep so yes, man. Okay. And Oyanesa, it's going to afford Man City a lot when you go into the season proper next season. Say they will force Arsenal's hand as far as winning it. But I think they say Ubi Samia Declan should go to Arsenal. And I make catch my reasons are just simple. No extensive analysis on that. I think there's a younger team, it fits him. And yet a winning team yet, but has a huge prospect. Okoko Shema, he adds to Kai Havertz, who is on his way there. He has to Gabriel Jesus, he has to Alexander Zinchenko, Gabriel Martinelli. He has all of these young players with Partey out of the team, with Xhaka probably going, with Partey probably going, with Jorginho or now he adds into a proper fold where he can play and grow as a player, especially as an Englishman. And for me, it is the Arsenal team suits him better, okay, with respect to some of these qualities than my friend Manchester City. But you never know.
Also, Arsenal situation,
yeah.
I even had a pair crime report and I may far from UK, yeah. And they say, I ran to the head of Arsenal. I know there. Declan Rice. Okay. About joining Arsenal. Okay. Now there's a time Arsenal for the say City for the Bible down. Anyway, it's okay. And as you said, they're bedding. Yeah. Because City for yeah. It is a pre na yenya Declan Rice. You have got Southampton. Yeah. I ran to a friend Romeo Lavia. Yeah. Chelsea Pedono. Yeah. So you pre na yenya Declan Rice. You have got for that boy.
Yeah. Yeah, Lavia is in the conversation. Unim say
Sabrant, no, or good.
Lavia is solid.
Sir,
Unim, nature may say solid, no. Apart from Niamehu, any numbers and stats which can be wrong. Nature may say solid, may say, Man City owned the player. Man City don't pay Declan Rice here. Not a Yomomu player. Not Chelsea current co-sporting director, friend Joe Shelton. No. Or no Man City at the time. Who brought the player in? He told Pep said the boy is so good. So he can play in the City team. Oba no Osa. So he couldn't break into the first team. City for the TRC after the boy pushed to be sold, you know, to Southampton. No. Which only a City for the year. City for the car say. Because they know that the boy is so good and has a huge ceiling and prospects, no. Almost the first refuse Abeshim.
Okay.
It is a Obia also turn to Englander. City would have to decide not to buy him before every other person can go ahead and buy the boy Romeo Lavia. It is Joe Shield Nyaba Chelsea picked him. He was the first boy he earmarked. But the difference is that Romeo is a smaller boy. Younger with respect to age with Declan Rice. Again, Declan has had a national team call-up. Declan is a captain of West Ham United. He is more experienced. Played in competitions like the Conference League. So you would want to go for a certain Declan who is more aggressive and also good on the ball. But Romeo is a bad player, sir. And if you don't get him and if you take your time and you nurture him, definitely he's a malleable young player. Or better, my results now open. So I'm calling ma. West Ham do many aji. I'm do many aji say Arsenal City in about.
Nkwamba.
Aye. Omo jo musika.
Okay.
Okay, Declan Rice story no Chelsea. Obi Ampeno. About 5 different clubs. None of them gave him a professional contract. Until the former manager before I call West Ham and say, you know what, you are good. Intimate for him at West Ham our contracts, you know. Then they gave it to him. At West Ham, he was almost going to play under Slaven Bilic as a centre back. Slaven Bilic say, time that's who Declan Rice are. He was not a good player. He didn't even cast the shadow of a good player. And then Amatetina Mwabe top player and everybody wants him. They will take as much as they can. Anything that's Arsenal structure, no more than 50 plus 20. They said no, we don't want structures. Give us good money. And then a feasible add-ons he beat me with the boy. And yes, idea, Man City bad yeah, the boy never send is na bibiako.
Emmanuel Mura say good morning. Watch you live from Melbourne, Australia. Because of the time difference, I always watch the program late. I have only watched the live. I've only watched the live show twice. And 2 times I've won bet. All times to Ayala. You guys are too good in share passports. And Emmanuel Mura. Okay. And so at the Abraham to say, because of the time,
I think it's very late in Australia.
Also, I heard twice per life, no? Yeah. I heard twice. Yeah. And in no debate.
Akrabano.
But I'm on 2 collection.
Say senior money on Obohoti.
On 2.
Aquano. No,
and then on from Rana.
I must see money in Ninko.
And I did. Young Chelsea.
Gun idea.
Now, we don't do music. I said, Grim was Young Chelsea.
It's the Chelsea Jessica Pena. I think that there have been a need to make money from Chelsea. You see our players in the dorsal. And there's a need to sell. And you see, social players that tactical bodies were out of the players that are getting out of England to go to Saudi Arabia. No? These are a major host of them. N'Golo Conte, Dan, and Ranajo. We had an update from our branch friend, Khalidou Koulibaly deal. Okoni Krom and Ngamu. But whilst he's there, the deal has been finalized. And we have the here we go over there. There's Hakim Ziyech also. Honestly, doing straight up in the offing and it's eminent. And then same for our branch friend, Edouard Mendy. Chelsea would want to wrap up the sale with this one, Elhon. Now, Mekabibi about 2 days ago, and I think I need to correct myself, Kakra. Chelsea sales, you know. Now, Obia Airborne Pie said Chelsea can get the sales done and everything will be done. But sales here in Saudi Arabia. Because Saudi Arabia's own transfer window will be in July. You know. So, with Chelsea now, and 2023, 2022, 2023 books. So, it will come in next year's books. So, that is the reason why Chelsea are pushing for the sales of what England want to be done with Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, Mateo Kovacic, because that is what will bring Chelsea's books some niceness for the 2022-2023. I said otherwise the last time. Now, Moise Caicedo deal, no. Ben na ben. Ba mi suro.
Ade.
Arsenal enya Declan Rice. They may look at Moyes. Who's it Lavia the neighbor bell form? So make me Moyes can say don't Lavia now. They will get the two. Chelsea does not have Champions League to convince Moyes Caicedo. Say he can come there. It will come down to wages. And I've said it. Say with Claire Lake Mono, the new structure of wage at Chelsea Football Club is performance enhanced. In the Champions League year, Mobi. From now to January, Chelsea be one time a week, every time start till January. When the FA Cup starts, then you know that with players like Moyes Caicedo, who are from South America and they need money, will probably go where there's extra wages and there's extra prestige. But the truth and the fact of the matter is that Chelsea are done when it comes to personal terms with Brighton friend Moyes Caicedo. It's a conversation of how well is he willing to wait for Chelsea. Nyami Aduma next week, me kind of last time said Chelsea will officially go to Brighton and have the conversation with Moyes Caicedo.
Okay.
Omoni Brighton bidding, Omoni Tony Bloom, Ebert Nancy. And in the contract, Brighton were clear with Moyes Caicedo. So once a good offer comes, in train cramp my club and Bambe Bede. Once a first good offer comes, we will take it. So Chelsea goes to Brighton and Hove Albion and gets the job done. Nyami Aduma next week and a good offer there, they'll get it done. And I trust Saturday Ball, most sporting team, Stewards more, and Stewards more. They seem to be good on the negotiation table with some of these deals. They need to go ahead and get it done because it's Chelsea and Moyes Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez. Ejuma Nesi, I don't know.
I can't.
Oh, now this is any correct.
The Hello Mudriki by Chelsea, yeah.
Nyame kwa na mkanyo.
Tatelesta.
Ona eno de wa onyo.
Yeah. Tatelesta. Yeah. Chelsea that for me. I had a tefreno. What a night say ya.
Bro, I really never fat. You did.
I said over K you want was more than marriage.
No. I become with you dia a solid pair. Bitch. Unze sa double pivot no. Unye ne dem baako, ma me kan twi mu correct. En ne dem baako, kikra baako, physical baako. No anya gentle one on nimbo ne bo. Ko wa chechine Georgino mu mienu nyina no. Na omu mienu nyina no much more technical. We never had an aggressive midfielder apart from N'Golo Kante. And also Prebe do Chrono. Itunya Caicedo is solid, hard tackler. Every boss now, no screen here Maya. Then you can push Enzo Fernandez into any moment you say left and right half spaces no. Eye chama in kuku. Any Enzo Fernandez. You want to see? That's easy. Right there.
Over that boy, the Munyana Kanzu.
Oh,
solid guy. Solid.
See, as you Nicholas Jackson boy no.
Yes, or fly by London.
And now boys say a Kai Debbie striker.
Well, because I want him strikers too. You say Charles wrong. My problem, Panas has the NBA. Goal scoring.
O chen munina and the team in fact.
So goal scoring. But and to be the reason why Charles said transfer we know. Charles Munye giddy go anymore.
Rich no Wefiana. Near to you now for who? And I'm making Yakoto a Vena.
Roman Sadak Yamuko Fadnabe. On your proving striker. Because
proving a friend in Alpha. Dear, if
you are proving my market,
Rich, you won't see another Lukaku International Milan. A good bobo. Exactly, my say goes and will be a shame away.
Maybe a chance no to be more.
Again,
Obama cried them, can I say, from Barcelona to Chelsea, who said down pay.
Obama on Yadi,
who said down pay. Obey, I'm fat. That true, I said, I don't know what that true for obey boy, grab them to a movie.
And no Strasbourg.
Look at this. So, problem last season, I won him. This season is all top players at the augmented squad. You need proving prolific strikers. Striker, Katina, and you go to more born in the
I'm why you rich. Look up to me, Katanelli. Obama young then, but one young and a go king, our English league. But Obama said, no, what young nanny, I go and fat. Lukaku, what better than England pain? Obrano, who will bully us, and watch about community after the confusion. So, save for Vena Barfield also mental health issues. Kai Havertz still doesn't give us the goals. In the SSC here, almost imagine the betom 80 million, 90 million. Yen to be. Yen code data and science now so on pero. Yen ko boys no more prospects no. Kai de ben say me ya ofusula bi say Kai de be striker, de be striker. You share the numbers na e betimi afa. Then we pick him, then we put him in there. Ni amane times and yeduma and yed Nicolazation ba.
Oh, next season most how Champions League.
Oh, next season top 4. Mauricio Pochettino about 5 seasons with Tottenham Hotspur. 4. You know about with low money.
What top 4 will be a team.
Now Momu team in the won't count. United in count. It's already at Yaba form. Newcastle
United a film.
United in count. Newcastle about Champions League next season. I want to bones a senior man for one, a senior man for. So
it's more Chelsea for no. Boy Manchester free top 4 them. It's a City, Arsenal. Chelsea.
Next is the second. City, Chelsea. That's not the third.
That's the
second. Yeah, more Champions League.
Yeah, now yeah. Cowboys in the babu no.
Oh, as a
also more hopes na. I feel don't quite Chelsea ones. The FIFA Chelsea any and I fufu bi.
So Monodana almost correct TV in here.
FIFA Manfred.
Yeah, rich.
Yeah, Mutriki bay. Who can some be? And I brand you
Gabi.
Yeah, Pentimamento.
Who cry Ayala be in the video had shown.
Until I say video now with deceiving.
Comparison.
Oh, yes. So, Maki Kaboom. Baby, and you know my husband.
Babo and I had ever fat.
Say, no, been a 2 year.
Now, Anthony crowd team ground Casa. Anthony.
Vows is no Omdi.
And then myself, I'm
going to walk up and who's a walk up when you're good tournament. Never was he. Holland, one boy who paid a pa. Now, Vows, I say.
Striker body.
Yes, a man is so away. Striking problem, bet you solve my. I go far away by as well defender.
Which your friends say, you move be live over Adom TV.
They live on Adom TV and I feel some 94.7 weekend edition of National Data Passports. Now you go to a day Emma transfers. You have a fee ye the fee seminal and so a day at Sunti. Yamamu na kwa mama share live on Adom TV and I'm also live on a Sempa 94.7. Yamama Kwaba.
Rich, I think Nana make now with Chelsea. Say now Chelsea are close with our branch friend Moises Caicedo. Say Caicedo Bema, the deal is simple. Caicedo sits and screens in front of the back four, whilst our branch friend Enzo Fernandez plays up top as a second 10 with our branch friend Nkuku on the left hand space with our branch friend Enzo in a deeper right hand space to create from side areas no. And Unyan we front five no, Sterling, Madueke, Nicolas Jackson, and Asa Amando Broya, then Nkuku and Enzo right behind them. It's a good setup with a lot of aggression, a bit more counter pressing with and without the ball. Chelsea are very, very close to our branch friend Moise Caicedo, and we'll see how the deal goes on. Player Nene from Villarreal. Chelsea HTR release clause no. And TNA said there were other clubs who wanted him to say RB Leipzig more than the other. But Chelsea were quick and then they got the job done. So he's going to be part of a
release clause of 35 million.
Yeah, 35 million. Yeah. 35 now 80 in the rich. You too much money. See, decent business with Nicolas Jackson or a Senegal. Just like Abrantia, your friend Papi Gilobojo, Eboma Chelsea, Kalidou Koulibaly, Edouard Mendy. He adds to that list of Senegalese players.
When they belly the attack.
Yeah, when they belly the attack.
Enzo nomine Caicedo back.
Yeah.
No more yet tackling, yet passing.
Yeah.
When they be go.
Na Jackson had the ghost nigum.
I'm doing the second.
Only Abrantia friend Amando Broja so El Honum. To be back. They are come. I don't even man.
No, or striker. I want no striker.
Broja prano pray.
I don't know if I was crying at it.
I brought your friend Nicolas Jackson. But now, only wait. I chanced on this. Let me wrap it up for you. And now, NESA say Chelsea every year Caicedo deal now. Chelsea would want another midfielder, but this time a much more versatile midfielder. Once this report came out from a lot of the accounts that relate to Chelsea, quickly, one of the first names that came out was Gabi Viaga, and then of course Abrante Feno, Mohamed Kudus. And Kudus fits that description. Say open midfielder, or you're versatile, can play on the right wing, can play as a CM, can play as a CAM. Mohamed Kudus fits that wing. So the speculation is not startable. But I really do think, say, this season, Ghana player boys will move here, then Mohamed Kudus should move. One co baby card, they should be able to push a move to Dortmund. Seriously. Because Dortmund for any IS for didn't come up for Abrante and Edson Alvarez. So number 6 now. Chelsea wanted him in January and so he's probably going to Dortmund. The team is going to be torn apart. Arsenal compare Abrante. What's his name? Arsenal for centre back and I'm open last season. Dutch centre back, black short guy. Now open last season. Julian Timber, thank you very much. Arsenal are going after him possibly to put him at the back for them. Musumunya and I'm open. I'm sure say move your business in Tema. You look at someone like Julian Timber because he asked to it. The problem in terms of United may not fully go for Timber is that Timber is also a short player. Only more only later, then you probably have height deficiency. So Arsenal will want someone like Julian Timber because he's a very good ball player. The Ajax team will be depleted. It is time for Abrante and Mohamed Kudus to go. Ryan Gravenberch Moko, Nazwari Moko. It is time for Kudus to look elsewhere. And if Chelsea wants a much more versatile midfielder who can play as a CM, and a right winger, Mohamed Kudus is one of the players that to me, I'll recommend to them.
Think next season.
Yeah.
Nanka Kudus able Premier League.
Oh yeah, like see, he will take the Premier League.
This boy,
yeah.
Yeah.
He will take it by storm. I don't know.
Comment on met Bibi Kakao Premier League?
Yeah. When you say most of the agencies don't handle players now. Sometimes they have projects for the players as well. These days it is that detailed. Maybe they have a project for Mohamed Kudus after Ajax, wherever they want him to go to. But if he gets a decent Manchester United, see, forget Chelsea. Chelsea talks a kakra. Ideally, Manchester United. A settled Manchester United. He has worked with Eric Ten Hag before. Yeah. If he sits in that team with the clouds around Manchester United, with the media eyes on Manchester United, and he delivers, trust me, Mohamed Kudus will be getting a lot of the plaudits, even already at Ajax Amsterdam, El Hodom. So that is the case for Bernardo Silva there. I think that he's getting closer and closer to the move away from team and friend Manchester City. And
is it okay, Saudi or try Europe?
I'll make a final decision. But the move will be hinged on 2 things. Makacho say Portugal player be a move here. There are 2 concrete people that you should look out for. Luis Campos, an advisor to Paris Saint-Germain, and then of course Jorge Mendes, the big agent of Portugal Cromodum. He is in there. And they would advise him with respect to that. Does he want a new challenge? Guni I can't and say moving away from Man City is not because of anything. Of a new challenge, he wants to experience how football is played elsewhere. Mind you, Bernardo Silva has been subject of transfer conversation since last summer and even January, where Barcelona was in the conversation. Paris Saint-Germain may come. He may come. Paris Saint-Germain project almost is an exciting one. If he goes in there, imagine Verratti in the middle of the park with our branch friend Manuel Ugarte. Then you have Bernardo Silva in there. It's a top team that you hope say he can get the job done. But that has to be under a manager. You see, Paris Saint-Germain, Jumano, Papa and friend Christophe Galtier cannot do the job. PSG conceded 40 goals this season. It's the worst they've conceded in about a decade. Paris Saint-Germain edge the league, all right. But between themselves and RC Lyon, Salis Abdo sent a team another second. What's just about a point? So, per the standard of Paris Saint-Germain, Christophe Galtier had failed. So, Paris Saint-Germain's first job is to convince somebody to be the manager. Already, Papa friend Milan Nagelsmann said he's not convinced of the Paris Saint-Germain job. You see, and it's because of Kylian Mbappe. Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty in the club. In the club, you want some surety. You want something that will give you restoration. Okay, Ejumano, I'm doing it with this or that or that. But so you don't know who is staying and who is going. It makes it a little bit problematic. Nagelsmann is out of the conversation. Now there is Luis Enrique. Enrique, Chelsea for needing come one farmer. No. Tottenham for needing come one farmer. No. Now Paris Saint-Germain has come. He hopes to get a job at Paris Saint-Germain and then write a story of his own to let Obia know say he's a top player. Enrique will love a player like Bernardo Silva. That's exactly how he would want to use Bernardo Silva, our Paris Saint-Germain team. And it's just a matter of time. We hope our better friend Bernardo Silva will get a place in there. Juventus for.
But only Ikeguno, that's what I'm surprised me.
Say, I'm pay change in life. I thought it'd be also same.
No, you are in a team.
Yeah.
What's the trouble?
Yeah.
and owners now are ready to buy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so 2 players here come once me. Omunye players are next season. Pep do on better bench. They will start.
Yeah.
So what I say. But I mean the reason why they just want to move.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ebia. It's something that Omunima minimum.
I think it's a good one kind on his statements.
Eke Gunuan to Barcelona.
Yeah.
I mean, so be him say Barcelona. Sikasemun Koyi.
Even a club as a whole in Europe.
Sikasemun Koyi.
Yeah.
Club na kasa performance crowd Europe.
Yeah.
Aye symbolic.
Yeah.
Bernardo Silva, Paris Saint-Germain ya osu Koyi.
Yeah.
They say Yakoya do kuteti onunzu na buofi.
Yeah.
Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah.
Onunzu onyamadu roboko because of a Champions League.
Yeah.
And such a player, I mean, Ubo team already amount trouble. At coming season, so team to bet me no. Why move? To be honest, my dream was I don't know because it's Sikadia. Then probably go to Saudi Arabia. Now quite just Caribbean.
I think between the two. Wait now, watching Man City how many years? What's it to be outside baby for a coach? What's now what years when maybe you get tired of the place?
So maybe some player they will move where near me,
Yeah.
Esika, and then glories.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Bernardo Silva ni ke Gunuan. About the trophies, I said last season, you almost trouble.
Yeah.
Ti hodi enko, omo pass mark.
Why the Premier League is
City, Sika ho ye tuam kai.
Yeah.
Did you
New challenge.
because Barcelona now go no win this car.
The K good answer is a new challenge. I saw people for. Maybe he wants to stay in Spain. Maybe you also bought Barcelona Cromon. He has heard of Barcelona, but for all you know, Barcelona is his dream club. For Ike Gunuan, he's a Turkish German, native for Germany. He played for Dortmund. About Champions League final under Jurgen Klopp went in winning. He played under Thomas Tuchel at some point in time. He came to team a friend Manchester City. Oh yeah, and he has finally realized his childhood dream of winning a Champions League. That is it for him. Which, if you go to that of Bernardo Silva, he's a young Portuguese player. From the days at Portugal, he left the shores of Portugal to go to Monaco. Which Monaco, he played with Kylian Mbappe, Timo Bakayoko, Fabinho, that team, and I almost nearly went to Turin and then conquered Juventus in the Champions League. And how no be any by Mbappe so, and how no be any by Fabinho so, and how not Chelsea cover Timo Bakayoko by Anfa. It is the same team that he was in. Maybe he has seen it all on that level. Maybe he wants to go back to France and play for Paris Saint-Germain. But again, the project at Saudi Arabia is a realistic project. It's a good project aside the money. They want to probably go and start something bigger out Saudi Arabia. Rich, I
don't know, sir. Kodovan and Asama can say.
What does it say?
How many pep nanya problem?
You see?
And on the court, this was say, yeah, Kevin De Bruyne crown should be to me free.
You see,
I doubt it. Kevin, me.
Rich, it was something.
Also be free city.
It was something I personally didn't want to say. It can be part of the reasons. The bit man said there's something, personal differences between themselves and Pep Guardiola, and they want a new place. It can be there. But in
Kebasa, a problematic account.
Original.
And say, Sanity, say him say you movie echo. That Portuguese defender, I'll call by any.
Cancelo.
Yeah. Also free city because of problems or shots and a pep 9.
Yeah.
And no movie.
Yeah.
He said, come on, say a good one. Anthony Bernardo Silva, also move free team because of pepper.
Yeah.
Then there's a problem.
No, Rich, what we have to understand is I
know, man.
Can always happen, Rich. I can't get over it as a person. Baby, any problem. Baby, assembly or manager be a cartoon teams. You cannot just move over it as a person, and that has been an issue. Wherever Bernardo Silva ends up, we hope say he plays a good football that he gives us a game. But Man City are there, and I think any medicine is a Rich Europe for, especially the English, they are scared. Almost Europe are. They feel it in their veins, say the Arab for is substantial and it has basis. And that's the truth. And there's a document I'm sure, so who follow me on Twitter, I'll put it out. My Twitter on your FIFA_Manfred on Twitter. FIFA_Manfred on Twitter. I'll put it out. You can read on this Arab phone and exactly what they want to do. They have huge plans for the league. On Monday, 100 players in the next 5 years. High profile players about my league in him. Then they go on to develop the academies and make sure say they rival in the media and what have you to get a job done. Rich, me and Fancy,
Now it was. I think say yeah YouTube you say group come and since I now can journey.
Okay.
Our Nhyira TV on YouTube is a good one, and we'll be glad to hear from you. It will be a good weekend.
Okay, thank you. Fifi Manfred and now Martin and Kano. Honorable Kojo Benjamin, Otiesho no Ewon Kan. Also, Richardo, you understand these top players. Silva and Ike Gunuan, they know Pep very well. There were times Pep could drop all of them on the bench and still win games. So I'm sure they know without them, City will still be strong. Our team will jar with or without them. Let's concentrate on a new breed who are coming up and defend our Champions League success. Honorable Kojoba Ajimai, now this message at the Abraham. Honorable, good morning. Emisha Bribia, honorable, and so 80 show no, and yes, I'm talk about happy birthday and confirmer Nana Hima of Abeka Adumfa. Adiviali Kumase, we Fima Fina, Yanaka general manager, Nhyira Mafina, and I say Nana Hima of Abeka Adumfa at Diviali. Happy birthday. Enti na hima baby obiano Nyankopon enso enhyira Bismarck Osu Bempayala. Good morning. Bibi aboko de.
Bibi aboko.
Barcelona ni bi na tete ma me no.
Ose den.
Ose ma ko kasa adentina eke egunu ani free. City no akobo Barcelona na ba se gwaso miniska. Minim Barcelona history. Yeah, no, why in Barcelona history? But currently, we are talking about the current situation. You say Barcelona or European koyi. Some problem. I don't know. Maybe a new challenge now. Brantons open.
Any prestige, you know. So, I don't know. Sometimes, Emma would tell us what these clubs are made of. Last season, Crown so Barcelona sika omuni any the kind of transfers or mutimi here for players be say Jules Kunde to say minimum say Chelsea more pay but matter say Barcelona so beba nti omo be activate omo levels nti me train omo Rafinha the same thing and the Ike Gundogan mu nyina tempted say omo be jump onto the Barcelona train for the prestige player be when I dream say answer no bobo we no obeso bo Real Madrid ne Barcelona oye there
sure
it was a dream they say obebo no matter the situation no he wants to wear the jersey. Bernardo Silva say Ushemwa he's also tempted by Barcelona project but on who approach ni and Paris Saint-Germain so because we
Barcelona.
Yes, he's one person.
Honestly, from last season.
You didn't hear rumors about. I mean, sure said if Barcelona should move strongly for Bernardo Silva, you better so no so beba. Barcelona Dina, Dini very very attractive no matter how Otenchaya Osi Ehuno. Now, Rich, last season in the English Premier League, it was a straight battle between Arsenal and Manchester City. Now, because of there's our two teams, and CNE omudi CNE league in the Sene, your both season USA Kim, na your rat transfer market. Now you say player ba kubi oho. Arsenal and Man City air kuno. It means what you are saying is two clubs are or more any CNE in terms of competition for the Premier League. And an air course our player no. And it makes a player special. It makes the situation very, very special. Ebane saying a Man City. Any Arsenal na omu play league na jeno. Obi ase ope Declan Rice. Why? And it will be a penal. And say uye Declan Rice a futufu. Where will you tell the guy to go? And what are the normal onshe? And Sana will make it a move to a team. Now, Rich, since I Declan Rice a transfer back to the bar, and remember, Boss said there are a lot of English legends Omudu Manuatum where the guy should go. And it started from goalkeeper David. Or say Adenti and I bent and Pobajino was so Kokusia Kine and the Ama Arsenal. Man City or I didn't take now. wobɛdwene ho koraa sɛ wobɛkɔsi akan ɛde ama Arsenal. According to David James in the also the simple reason and they say join City and win with them. They say win bibia and to just join them and win. We James Frewa then comes Uriah Feno Campbell.
So Campbell.
So say
I ran to my first time in Siano Accra.
Oba Ghana.
Oba Ghana.
Yeah. A giant. Yes.
Bema Papa.
Yes. So Campbell say, "Oh no, baby, what you know? Oh no, say a difficult decision." At the Declan Rice. Obetimi a join the City. Mu play na 2. Echo. And now say you can choose to join Arsenal. Who more on the verge of set rediscover self and coming back to where they belong. Now, may I so be a teacher because because so Campbell about Arsenal ninty. On team to Declan Rice for easily so on joining Man City na honor there. Because Arsenal moja woni munti onyaya nka abante ne beba but onimpa na kuma mu say City is today the flamboyant team every player should consider say obe join it. But so Campbell say it will be very, very difficult. Now, anyone on Kwa Carton on Kwa was asem. So already we had the facial expression in the Tiana. He was asked the same thing, said Declan Rice on choose to Arsenal as Man City. Or say, Hassan Mubusami. Man City were hot to say, player who didn't BM not to join them. They are the team that is winning. And so Declan Rice could come with him in the war. To him, he will find himself our environment, improve on Wakasa, and he will continue to have a lot of medals at the end of the season. And see, already the foot only about Man City and Abante friend Declan Rice and Co. Then the last one I'm about is from Jermaine Defoe. Defoe say he doesn't want to be in the shoes of Abante friend Declan Rice because from baby Ojiano. Who say Abrantia no have a very difficult decision to make. On to for say Uncle A and also Uncle B. But who say Declan Rice have a very difficult decision to make. Now, Rich, didn't you ask the Man City airplay Declan Rice? Very, very simple. In the last 3-4 years, Abrantia has shown. Say, you're one of the most consistent defensive midfielders in one of the most difficult leagues the Premier League. Obia in Premier League ni bia say Premier League no a fast-paced league. Omo bobo on ntem. Omo transitions in very quick. Omo per long balls ball. A very, very technical league in the Premier League. And it's all as defensive midfielder Edding. But Declan Rice has shown the metal in the last 4 seasons. To be honest with you, one of the best where you know. Now, Rich, I told the say already scouting reports I am not so how player can give you consistent results and your club level on. So ultimate translate is our national team. Then you know, so no, this guy is fit for purpose. Born on Nimbo, and then because of the club, the coach, the familiarity with the players, I want a club on go. So ultimate national team play with the different players in a team, not the performance. Look what they say now. Then you know, so no, Abranteno is established player now. Now, Rich, Declan Rice, and you West Ham on go. Who call the English national team? Now say what Papa Buboyina, I don't know. During the Euro 2020, he played in a 2 central midfield with Abrantia and Calvin Phillips. Super performance from those 2 players.
A quarter-final.
Yes. And then, because Calvin Phillips is moving from Leeds United, Echo Manchester City, Onya Bimbo, now Jude Bellingham are picking form in Tino. Over England national teams this year now, in big games, says there is a get air picking the 2 midfielders. He still want to play with 2 central midfielders. He picks Declan Rice again with Abante and Jude Bellingham. It's a constant throughout and saying the English national team are you. And say Osha the FIFA World Cup 2023. Look at Declan Rice, Rich, in terms of the passes. 94% accuracy on the passes. 94% on World Cup. No, almost 300 successful passes. When the passes are successful, 18. And throughout the tournament, 18 passes per. And at the World Cup, when you West Ham, World Cup, so be GM Fifi as a DM for England. Now about 300 successful passes. Only 18 passes per boy are successful. Over 94 passes accuracy. 94%. 94. Untai Nyabi in the English national team. Untai Nyabi as an English player. Only ball pass it at this rate. And push the passing now or passing now. And then Umpokran the biggest attribute. So for the Clarence now, passing any the greatest skill as a player. Nejuma Nankasa oho. Now Rich. Just ended Premier League now, boy, you know, which was the 2022-2023 season, you know. Say open players are winning possession power, and that is where the Clarence about defensive midfielders there. What do you want to say? Jebon free team no man. Rich, no player. In the English Premier League, and the winning possession, actually, I'm going to defend Declan Rice 334 times. And I'll be telling a J ball if we opponent ho at the mark club I find the West Ham. Do this so a Wadri of Manchester City, Idris Agana Guy, Karen Trippier, Jefferson Leme, Alex Iwobi, Louis Dunk. Now, say over the gap between Declan Rice and Dodinechi in Wadria, we are talking about a difference of 33 in terms of possession won. And he knows how to pass. He wins possession. Actually, Obia our English Premier League as a DM. Now, Rich. Say offer Declan Rice the total attributes as a player. Now they compare Naseswo our Europa. This is what you get. Look, this is Declan Rice chart. Thomas Partey, Ismail Bennassar, Julie Telemas, Yusuf Fofana of Monaco. Now, Rich, say, compare Omu to Rice, you know, say, look, Abranten is a monster of a midfielder. And this picture will give you everything that you need in terms of only compare touches in opposition box, the shots, the goals, the chances created, the dribbles attempted, the touches, the defensive actions, the possession won, the area wins. Look, Declan Rice, so ordinary to turn for in the position of Obona or your player beer or Sube Brea. Say, oh, consider now, you must be very, very careful how you consider him. Now, Rich, Obiabaka say, say, as a city player, apart from the better team defensively, no, you must be a very, very good attacker because as about attacking football, Pep Guardiola and Man City about attacking football. They are not just looking for you to win possession. You need to be very, very good in your transitions. And the attacking wise, no, Ediana Odema, Klasa, Osiakai, Edema. I have already mentioned the passes or the World Cup. Now look, in the West Ham team, Rich, in terms of attacking sequence, and your attacking sequence, you can know mommy the shots, the chances creation, and then the build up to shots, the involvement. Look, there is no player our West Ham team in him. Even though on the defensive midfielder, no, our attacking sequence involvement, actually about to defend Declan Rice 138. Obia Antono, not Gerard Bowen, not Said Benrahma, not Lucas Paqueta, number 10, our team in him, and all the other players, including Pablo Fornas, any Mikel Antonio, one strikers, no, nobody. And our attacking sequence. Our West Ham team in him, actually on the defensive midfielder, your friend about to defend Declan Rice. And he has really arrived. In all honesty, he has really, really arrived. Now, Rich, say only the attacking powers, you know, to the general midfielders our Premier League, this is where he comes. Third, last season in the Premier League, offer most forward passes Our midfielders nko a the about most forward passes actually no I abante feno Bruno Fernandes of Manchester United 633 followed by Rodri Cascante 624 then a defensive midfielder in abante FN Declan Rice 607 enti o share numbers ah you understand why Arsenal so open you understand why Manchester City as your abante your friend Declan Rice he has really arrived now Rich I will end Declan Rice you know with the Conference League that my boy and I've shown you say some person a full assessment of a player assess him across competitions say boy in the Premier League FA Cup League Cup domestic competitions or you are there for West Ham or go World Cup with the national team or you are there for England national team say Oko Europa and also so he's a very very good player say over 2022-2023 over the UEFA Conference League now 105 careers in terms of ball progression as a player for Bernardo Silva and Declan Rice. But Rich, maybe catch it out say Obusa me say Uncle Arsenal and so Uncle Man City. Me to Bernardo for say Uncle Team FN Arsenal. Me simple reason in here. So you see, Usuro wu anu washenda. Me have Calvin Phillips. I see Declan Rice getting into the same trouble. Say Oko City. And apologies to Honorable Kojo Bajema Money or Pakimo. Look, me bu Pep Guardiola pa. Say Okase or player bia. Minim say onim genti a ope player no. And Pep Guardiola one coach Rich ultimate predicting no. You can't predict him. Maybe you will do your analysis today based on ball last season. And the only know in the past. And say player will Pep Guardiola team will best struggle. But Pep Guardiola adia fell on as a coach and say he has been evolving every year or evolve or you be before. And if you predict Pep Guardiola today based on your year last season, you may get it wrong, which is already declared every year on the team. But Rich, say offer club a friend of Manchester City. You put them, let me put them here. You put them in their 4-3-3 and you cast your mind back to Calvin Phillips Leeds United. And you only declare the Euro 2020. You ask yourself, say, time when Calvin Phillips moving from Leeds, you know. Now I bought under Marcelo Bielsa. No, Bielsa, I attacking philosopher. Now, even Pep Guardiola, a disciple of Bielsa, and until the open Bielsa made for that, it is on your Calvin Phillips, I don't ever fit into Pep Guardiola, the way see Bono. But Rich, Sir Pep body boy. He plays in a 4-back. 3 midfielders now Obono. Obo 1 transitional midfielder. 2 attacking midfielders, 2 wing forwards. A person with a big game ni mano. Then Ellen Haaland on to me bench. Now, where do you put Abante FN Declan Rice in this midfield? I hate that. Because number 6, I Rodri. To me in free. Declan Rice and attacking midfielder. And it said Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne. And even today, and say you about players of free Manchester City no Kevin De Bruyne nka ho. And what it means is that say over in 15 years say I can once a year. You put Rodri here, you put Kevin De Bruyne here. I can only one slot. Say one slot no. This season predominantly no. Watch between Ike Gundogan and Bernardo Silva. Although dangerous games are open control baby. Although Ike Gundogan no say Bernardo Silva say ba begina. Now Rich a good league and penalty see a free team no mako. Say good league and free team no mko say Kim. May I show say Pep share the squad ni ma. Or did he say this is the time for Foden must play a lot of games as a midfielder. So or did Declan Rice kwa he is buying him because may I show say the or Guinea bibi ho how to change the way Osibo and number 2 or the squad in depth because he is losing Ike Gundogan. He may lose Abante friend Bernardo Silva. Even today, I can say Calvin Phillips is a subject of transfer to team friend Bayern Munich. Yeah. And he is thinking about, say me losing players there, I need to augment my squad. But so also a critical analysis of say Declan Rice call as Man City here. Our position at that moment say Uncle Bar, Rich, you don't see that. Tactically, you don't see that. And Declan Rice cried here until say Bernardo Silva. Look, say only Declan Rice every central midfielder. Until me baby. He can't play as an attacking midfielder. No. Until me as a winger. No. Until me as a central defender. No. Until me as a lateral defender. No. But Rich, say over that situation where now you feel the moment you come to Arsenal in their 4-2-3-1, in Fifino, Thomas Partey, Granit Xhaka, Martin Odegaard. Maybe can't catch us say Xhaka call Leverkusen. That is the reason why Kai Havertz ever. And my very, very good analysis on why Kai Havertz the new Granit Xhaka in the Arsenal team. Now, Thomas Partey is a subject of transfer. So Partey for team Nimuko say Kim. The only player I bet me doing was about Arsenal says I have Brante for Jorginho. Say offer Jorginho 1-on-1 with Declan Rice here now. Now so say Mikel Arteta into the Obebo says I'm telling you will go for Declan Rice because of the numbers. It is a Declan Rice due to so Arsenal. There's a position there for him. What you have say in the worst case scenario, Thomas Partey anko baby. Jorginho anko baby. Then Arsenal adds Declan Rice to it. Still no in 3 of those players, I'm telling you, Ore friend Mikel Arteta will choose Declan Rice as the number 6.
Unko to play 100 million na bench. No. I know be starter.
Enti o tactical player. Any Declan Rice, any the skill setter. Say okwa Arsenal position e da homa na say Kim. So unkobo. But all the neighbor Man City position now. And look, no different. I'm from a very, very principled. Senior Calvin Phillips losing the position in the English national team now. So Declan Rice echo teamer, only a consistent player will be losing the position in the national team. He doesn't want to lose that. It may also by this time. Even Obi says guys are getting more to more bomb by Declan Rice on Arsenal. Because Oko City and more English national team no any the way they want to build.
Because I make Calvin Phillips the first game I'm here no. One of least game be. And I'm sabi who the heroes. And I was like, wow.
According to Bobo.
Calvin Phillips.
Yeah.
Heroes no Bobo too much.
I say ordinary midfielder. Yeah. But Calvin Phillips and the Bielsa Echo Euro 2020 was one of the red hot central midfielders in England.
Control hold that play in the pass.
And then ultimately interview ahead of the Champions League final. Also, the ideal situation is say and City go interno. First half, Naka City has 2. Naka second half, Naka City has 1. Na body more for na after yeah. That is the situation now.
Calvin Phillips.
And me, Sanka, what the Arsenal, any city siwa, and can City more.
Okay.
But send me two. I want to defend the Rice for Tima Onkwa, Rich Mercaton so Onko Arsenal, Oko Arsenal, Obenya Biabo, Obenya. Like obey exerting the dominance and the influence or starting him and conform praise because he will be seen as for being a PM more. And confirm and Mikel Arteta is a very, very good manager. He will bring the best out of him, and for him, Arsenal also about Champions League. They say Champions League now best over. Arsenal will give you that. And Sikasamno difference in this to be even Enra City bid that it is from their call. It's similar to the last one. West Ham gets from Arsenal 75 plus 15. Maybe the structure is different in terms of sending a turn up front, installments in the channel, saying maybe 3 times near Cherry and now 2 times near Cherry.
Or maybe add-ons.
Yes, but it was the same 75 plus 15 million add-ons. Send Arsenal at the corner.
Okay.
You rest studio, yeah. and tia Urban say Arsenal I prepare say omo third bid on Declan Rice ebeko and omo said this time around no omo dey call it may close the chapter na Abrante aba be say kan e dia momo and obi enim say one city ewemu into the battle no they are going to pursue it and Tiabera Hawa and no be say for Declan Rice but for me I think say Arsenal will suit him more than say obeko club your friend Manchester City na nkofo obi enka se ko e hwa de koneko join in the winning sometimes it's not just about winning but your impact in the winning no anyone kasa career is very very important. Nhyira studio ya and I mean who say Sammy of Manchester Evening News actual article be on Mason Mount na Esri who read the article now Sammy say Manchester United editor of football John Morton ebuofu kakra na bufo nyina ne say ompe kwan ya Chelsea efa so communicate Manchester United omo bid na omo de bre omo no through omo correspondent of Manchester office na London no as the we Chelsea ni omo di no omo so omo ni ndi ni ye na rich yepo this was the third time a Manchester bid akọ Chelsea say omo pa Brand FN Mason Mount first omo di 40 coin last time omo di 50 enu ade no kabo 55 Chelsea se masa yenimbo ayepe for ya Brand no se man fa sabo na mba yenjintum and a BBC air report say Chelsea epe 58 plus 7 not the 50 plus 5 and say Manchester betimi ka krebi aka ho amana adu 58 up front 7 in add-ons club and find Chelsea ayo maju say omo be jatum ama Mason Mount aba now rich Manchester Evening News extra BB for Manchester one they give you exclusive details about the DSC or Manchester Konim now according to Samino it seems that musika kesi ni nyina no mo be say mo de epe striker Manchester sika kesi pa na mo work for transfers no mo bo ho ban say striker bi ho ben na mo de sika kesi no aka kope striker na mo de naba number 2 because of your tall Manchester no munyanya any assurance from the Manchester board say you bet me mo sa sika we na mo de ayem transfer business enti kakra na ho na no mo be say mo maximize no that is why you don't want to go over the moon and pay sika bia ebu so bia for Brand FN Mason Mount dia to so miensa just as you were mentioning there are other midfield options say Chelsea F resume Moses na so me is okay Brand ni empani bi ma you may move on to but Eric Ten Hag say Mason Mount no open pa the first choice of side number 8 now say obeso onya Manchester no Mason Mount ene the top priority say Monkofa Nimbra that is why Manchester United ediabre on Brand FN Mason Mount sano rich minim say there you get the deal done I know say there you get the deal done but what Chelsea are doing is also looking out for themselves. And when we say Brand na can one season, no about be free there, but it doesn't mean say they should sell him for cheap. And no credit say, and yet Chelsea na pamu Mason Mount say onko. Chelsea nya yanka Brand na betina, but en kutahudie Brand na when na chi as an academy boy, wako loan aba, obaya owuramu into the first team under Lampard. Waji Chelsea Men's Player of the Year. The guy is bent on leaving club and friend Chelsea, and you don't want to lose him for free. And and I think say Manchester United may get their guy in Abrantia, your friend Mesima, but that is the situation. Third bidder, Manchester Edeco, which Okani in Albuma Eco 55 no has also been rejected, and they said the medical can according to BBC. So we had 58 plus 7 there. Club and friend Chelsea ebe jatum na omama Mason Mount etimi ako rich say ankasa asem we ya na se na ya madwuma
200 million dollars
me no kwani me the first from former GFA Communications director Sani Diara and run up about 9 o'clock. And I signed a post here say, Thomas Partey exclusive be na obe drop no area 12. Na say eh sa and you never press ye betie and Sani say it was about Sikemia Saudi for no I promise Thomas Partey and that's or this says Sikana obetim kwa Ghana bosia in the next 10 years. And I'm saying me train me who figure. Then area rich and a story has been carried by DW Africa. Story in say Arsenal star Thomas Partey has reportedly been offered $200 million to play in the Saudi Pro League next season. The Ghanaian will earn $100 million per year over the next 2 years, tax-free. Underline, tax-free. Al Ali, Al Nasser, Al Khalild are said to be linked up with the midfielder. If you were 30-year-old Thomas Partey, what will you do? Stay in Europe and live your dream of playing at the highest level, or go to Saudi for the next 2 years and make $200 million? It is the biggest topic in Ghana to say.
$200 million.
Kroboduma say Abrantie Thomas Partey. Ghana ni I feel here doko. Ne papa say obie the trunk so torn in toma. And son of all plane tickets. E dey ama Abrantie we. Ako Spain. Ako sinakan ama Almeria. From Almeria to Atletico Madrid to Arsenal Football Club. And you say Thomas Partey club be Saudi Arabia. Almost Omema Abrantie no over 2 years, $200 million. $200 million. 1 year be Omema $100 million. Rich, maintain apart from Sivzando. Ghana niya all this ankomo we be also Thomas Partey and co Juventus and answer Ontina Arsenal maintain bakokra. Zando pe and an eye. Me so some more mutie. Zando say den. Also wan kasa. Zando ano pe wo la FM sana kai. Obetima betra so obetima ba.
Oh bra.
Obetima ba.
Zando bra. So obi abodian kasem tu so
obetima ba.
So for a bit of clarity, now Anapani discuss players of movie Europe, Saudi Arabia. Okay, last week Alexander Seferin and some of the Kayan. Alexander Seferin, UEFA president, and some of the Kayan. And I made him say, according to him, most of these players are not really about Sikano when they reach this stage of their career. They think about pride and honor. What I say, but for some players, they be about Europe in and then amount for TSS on Beko. So from that angle, now UEFA president is FIBA. But say Partey $100 million is the table, so some on Kwaji. Ghana even a Bekasa. So that's the bit of clarity I want to offer. Ayala. I'll just say.
Now argue for Seferin.
Exactly.
And how now argument and how were you linking it to Thomas Partey?
No, it was not really about Partey. Who say na discussion I don't know European players, Europe, English Premier League.
There's no link to Partey.
Oh no.
Okay, if there's no link to Partey, let's ask him. And he say,
who so
it is a million of you. Let's say,
Ghana, not $200 million. Me say ala say me my own kasa kura nyu me busa say some more prepare bibi who pen ya na me nsa no e bia e di be 5 minutes o adwan kwotisa $200 million now European club be betu am Saskawi ubo career din na unya Saskawi 2 years
rich about 11 nu say nche bia omo share wa do TV no you goodbye to them. But omo share on other platforms no. There's a drama be across Italy. And me be say me di wie be intima me be 2-3 minutes be emfanka hona ye with the drama in Italy. I think say obi agi to say Partey nkoji sika na on family
$200 million
na on me hwefie na rich drama na across Italy no me very very quick. there's an update from Victor Osimhen. And no, Victor Osimhen, ne manager, who said, Medica be check you when say during the unveiling of Rudy Garcia as the coach of Napoli, na Encomodiano SFT to the president of Napoli, na Omubusano, say Osimhen, or Tna, and I say, Beko. Emma Urano for the first time, I know Kosisaya about player, no, say indeed, says he can be back, necessarily more do enough. Obeja Banten Amanako. Na ne expectation and say enche bia and Chelsea breaking the Italian Serie A record abroad 115 million euros Everton Lukaku every intercoy and Ogidi say CCI in Pempe there over Italian football one open striker onimbo bopa Victor enti say udi sika bia ba branch ne ho a hu say enya udi sika ebro the Chelsea Everton Lukaku so no ena ebeba beto branch no enti omo twen say offer ne ba na e good nko ade a na sika o metime university or Napoli dia then they will have something to consider. Now Rich, I know there's an update me say ye ne ye tie for any ahefo eche. Say what show your tactical board no so a. Me sure say Victor Osimhen any one man be e won in chain. This man Victor Osimhen ni agent. E friend Roberto. Ono ene ya branch ni agent. And when Tia say, on it, De Laurentiis akoye meeting, Rich, and na meeting no emu in sama epia bonte, according to Delo Sport, any raya, and say, Osimhen agent no, and to De Laurentiis and him officer Abba for the player, Europe. Na Okachen say, office na Abba no, the enemy dim cry 100 million. Na do rent is catching so rare. So unim say abante no me pe sika ebrosa. Enti onte say ubenya offer. Around 150 million no. Mesel. Sa offer ne de e wo for mame. Enti minni abante no ho nkomo with offer emro 150 million. Dia to so mienu. Me pe say Victor sign contract extension 2 years. Edema Napoli. Na my imagine says money to mu ni e be sense contract na member Brenton 6 million net salary per year. Rich Robert also catch the Napoli president they say baby a Victor Bruno 6 million a year there and also so our form and it's our 2-year contract extension na on also person Brenton dey sign no on also so enko page sika nim ansana omodi enkomo no enti that is what transpired. I say next week there's another meeting between Osimhen agent Efeno Roberto and Ora Efeno De Laurentiis or the president. Now this is where the drama is. And Ahana na besa meka na me de ma asem be wi. Rich Enra Ofa La Gazzetta dello Sport newspaper na front page in actual derby totally. That's a total derby. And a omudi picture of Romelu Lukaku Turam and a Davide Fratesi a picture at to animu. Now Rich a day and a cosunti at Tuto Sport say there's a total derby our transfer window. Mamin chance here very, very quick in 1 minute. What say AC Milan Air Jessica from Newcastle 70 million from Sandro Tonelli. AC Milan say so almost a can say Kima Rich. Omo de be ko susualo ho no ko pe Davide Fratesi na omo ko Chelsea ho na omo ko wie Lukaku every Inter na omo de naba club e friend AC Milan that is AC Milan for Omadwin no
okay
now Rich obeje di say and now me no ka say Italian reporters say Inter Milan any susualo e wo deal dada about Davide. Now, Omanja to say Ometia 35 million. Any amount to swallow, no Omakofa Fratesi, any nephew to swallow, no about the snack, any amount Inter Milan. And one AC Milan fire call to swallow for some chain. Ye Tonelli Sicano. Ye genius ye bar 35 no money Inter for Agino. Ye bit mamma 40. na yɛne aberanteɛ no awiewie nti ɛno a sosɔlefoɔ no sɛ asate ɛyɛ kokoasa sɛ if AC Milan ɛbɛtumi ama mu sika a ɛso te deɛ Inter Milan fɔ ndi ama mu no a ɔmo de ɔmo yɛ club ɔmo pɛ sika and they will sell it to ɔmo highest bidder na rich medical aka ɛde Dzeko asɛm akyerɛ sɛ ɔkɔ Fenerbahce nti sɛ wɔyɛ Inter ɔmo strikers na ɔmo wɔ no Lautaro Martinez Correa Lukaku Edin Dzeko ɔmo lusu Dzeko kɔ anhwɛ yɛ ɔmo lusu abɛnte fɛ Romelu Lukaku na ɔmo sɛ ɔmo lusu Lukaku a player ɔmo bɛ sɛ ɔmo kɔtɔ no will be Thuram from Mönchengladbach na ɔmo naba bɛhyɛ ɔmo team nim ɛwɔ hɔnom na ayɛsɛ na ɔmo bɛkɔ no rich AC Milan fɔ ɛne Thuram Marcus Thuram akasa wie akɔfa report wɔ Italy sɛ o Marcus Thuram ɛkɔ AC Milan na rich Inter for our Chelsea 7 million euros say almost say Lukaku on loan bi mu Chelsea say there be this time around ye ton abante no total enya mo kra na mo na mo de ye ne yedɔ na enka ton na Saudi fund age be 60-70 million ba mo munti na abante no etwetwe no so onko Saudi enti ye mfa ne ma mo loan bi mu mo mfa sika ma na mo magye na rich Chelsea focus asa me che Inter na AC Milan fa form so mo ntwan si agi Torelli sika na ye timu be 40 million ekoto David wia ye de aka ne sika beka ho na ye mama ba fa Lukaku afi Inter ye na ba be si akan ama ye si akan ewo AC Milan na rich enura ye nya ne ntia ye si okay Inter for this sa na AC for eni ye omu Milan ko ni mu a omo so afa AC Milan for achi omo ne abanti efe no Marcus Thuram akwa kodi nkomo and they've agreed ama Marcus Thuram drama phone akache AC Milan for so na nka se nkomo no muni medini kama na my say me babat no kwene say me Inter for na wie enti mekwa kosi akan e de ama Inter for no enti rich AC for no say omoko wia David every Inter for no ho omusu kombe wia Lukaku but omako kobedia na no mo ne na kasa mo masie na omnu so eno di achinie bia ni ho no ena me no kasa Inter for afa brand fe na Marcus Thuram oba be sina kan e de amom nti se ewo Dilos po anim se derby total se total derby e transfer window na
e so bo game
Milan kom why eni e say no so po bia no akọ no otu because one call no to say king the other one no ever for see na wakwakoye aduma no and unim the am there sana Italy for me on transfer
okay
Italian mafia no e ho dey free e ho dey ensiachi die
hurry
omo no mo the kings
insurance on 4.5 live on Pinsan TV as in parenti 4.7 yen so Kwabena Abramovich good morning Richard Thomas Partey should go to Saudi Arabia for Ghana to complete the cathedral. Now they no wasam some nkosi cathedral. We yes come come be saying auntie back me dem in fact ayala to be honest with you. Story no as we speak me ncheda nyini sa. Me nyini. Yeah, only me I knew yes I trust Aniga. Yeah. I trust in the sources but say no crap say Saudi club will be on for Brenton $200 million. And a party that's what was all changed. For what? These things you don't even think about it.
Me say, the time say shiny the so be and say or connected. And now on one of the catchers say Kasim go back to Hoffenheim next season. And I'm will confirm you know. And see, there is no doubt. Say Sani Kabibia. Aside Sani as in the personality, rich. Say about journalism, you may sebi.
Oh yeah.
We see munyene.
BBC.
Anyway, exactly. And Sani will not just say Bibia only any sort of say only concrete. And for Asama Sani can to be picked by Deutsche Welle, our Germany, it means there is some truth our story now. Oh yeah.
Okay, so no Adams boss no.
Yes, now rich.
Chairman, sorry, munya no 100 million, 200 million.
Say name am tuti.
I say boss. Unte bibia.
Obia fast story no. Okay, the T Sunny da. O man credit Ghana so can it. And o credit so can it.
Oh, na me chese say
There be.
no.
Me trauma Ghana so can it. I don't try it for signing.
Ba on church mu nkyerɛ.
What church deal mu ato no Twitter. O say church mu.
Partey to where then or training.
Say
$200 million.
Me according to me source, Partey nya offer bia from Saudi Arabia.
According to Unu Hada.
Me sources. Say source obi a on the source.
Kwakwadi my crowd say Richardo. If Partey refuse this offer, we Ghanaians have to beat him at Kwame Nkrumah Square.
Me video story more from. But say no credit. Me
200 million.
Which me so about time. Me so about Partey to o say. Say no credit na emra na me. E me to me na me
who me. Saudi Arabia.
Offer na I will top Partey ni ma. I know you
of course. Oh yeah.
But time I make say me I've not heard of any offer for.
You already asked for Luka catch us per club. Nanya me do $200 million aba. But you
know maybe you have to look at before you come to a conclusion. Benzema edge similar amount me boy. Can't you say
100.
Almost Bernardo Silva say.
Bernardo dear no
around 75 million a year. So
do
your deductions.
Bernardo Silva 75.
So do your deductions.
Okay, Ude, yam peggy, Partey around bare 50. Bernardo Silva 75. With yam peggy around 50.
Messi, do your deductions.
Okay, yam trust from fear 11-7. Na yes, I said they're free. Kumasi base can find sir. Aladi Karim Cruiser heavy. The team from second find sir. Na Mobaka, if I some way they in name some second find sir, a protest. Editor team from Tamale City. I'm a brand to friend Isaac Mensa. I've had according to a team from second find sir no. I'm a brand to know double registration. Na double registration no Bako or the Isaac Mensa na ye. And about consolidate a general Kojonisi. And also the registration no. But as some call this one committee, a choir no. I'm a book and find some no edugui. I'm a large Karim Guza in can find sa. I'm a appeal. I'm a back appeal Mukan Becachamo. Second first, I crack catch a Ghana Football Association in Kabaya. Sabenanka cut 2 matches. I'm Yabu a league in every year. Common 4 games in Tuana, young car 7 year, and sound like Yabu a league, you know. Because that is not never bano. Now our bearing on the Ghana Premier League, your league standings, no. Nina Yabu league in every year. And ya, dear tennis, appeals committee, no, after so I'm fair. Our parties in the movie Yakukana Sabno. I'm sister that can find us some no. Ensuring that you because other can find us some no more cano. I'm going to establish say indeed Tamale City and a boa branch and ma on the year double registration into a sabno. I'm out to answer the action. And a pay a union lab FM, Delali Atiase. And so any Alaji Karim Guza adding Kobo, our very tapis committee no at the Abano. So what that means is that to say the attorney say, as we speak, se bibia answer Santia can find her. Well, guess you know, Omoko. Nyami man next is who can find her. Our Ghana Premier League in him. Nana Alaji Karim Guza heavy with the big that way on penny and your cast, and as I say, they can find her. Almost so echo.
I just spoke with my lawyer. We are licensed to the GFA for record of procedure or what you are calling.
Record of proceedings.
Record of proceedings. And yet, first time in Ghana, at this mission protest. First, now, a review. To me, I protest. Now, I should display committee. Now, I appeal. Now, I should display appeal committee. Who could reviewer. Who says some dignities are there, they respect themselves, they know their position in the country, and they look well of the review. Then maybe some case coming for win, some case again coming for lose. But now since we don't have review, I have to go to cast. If you remember, this our general secretary is a friend of Ketkeweku, Osimhen Techistam, the chief farmer like me. If you remember, I'm going to cash. He won or not?
He won.
Thank you. I'm going to cash. I think.
Okay, NT Alaji Karim Cruz and Ankasa confirm second Pfizer. Said yeah, I'm running the hono. Oma is was sitting to Omo cast. No more aquasha say cast, so no bit me a coma some adioma amomana. Now, we no dia assembly to just say. I say racket to Kreku. Oh, yeah, Jeff, president, you know. Also, offer no Alaji Karim Cruz and offer no class a day. Would you, Alaji Karim Cruz?
I just spoke with my lawyer. We are writing to the GFA for record of procedure or what you are calling.
Record of proceedings.
Record of proceedings. And yet, first time in Ghana, I want to tell Kekeweku, if you resign from the Ghana football and his Ghana secretary and his appeal, you will see it.
Alaji, you say you want Kekeweku to resign?
Yes. What he done in Ghana football? Kekeweku was friend when in the office or my Gigi friend in Pisano. What catch him say? Operation Wabuame, Mimi Nikis, and he said, I didn't mean Nikis. Pisano. Call him and ask him. The family too, Pisano. When my friend was GSA office, the office, meaning me or no Muhammad Gigi. Gigi is a Muslim, Kekeweku is a Christian, I'm a Muslim.
Heavy. Alaji Karim Cruz, I don't know. Brothers, good morning.
Good morning.
If you have a call, Javier Clemente, the most experienced. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, I love it from crowd now.
No, I'm not paying.
I like to go castle.
I say it is within its rights. And say, obey me, I be a person not could be.
Baba forces no says career. I'm from my boys, you know. Or my uncle,
I know the agent, a man for agent.
Okay.
So be a hold the ordinary guy. When this called the end of baby or baby. And she said, won't me catch and say, so good this guy. See, the office was this guy.
Mammy Sass and Fefu.
No, but this is a case where I see I can't want some.
Yeah, I can't.
So now, Uti.
And I'm so okay, very now. The question down say, can find something me and prove say, Tamale sitting a boa branch and in the double registration.
Yeah, can't open here, can relevant section of FA statute nature say player B, a cast player B, a double registration, and as such as say. And a Panama say FNE association. Until we are watching so bad joining association now. Association one mra. The association mrano. And the BBCBiano, ye sheni ebuasem. Yet look over BB for be and free baby because we imagine say, and I say me a member of any other association apart from the Ghana Football Association. The Ghana Football Association, one Casano Aquatinasi, Congress Aquatinasi, ni high decision making body of FN whatever. Atlanta Shemra say, so be say ni say na semno, ye bekano. Ye can't punishment oni. The punishment be no krana na odipakoni aketi anokrana and Sakaya the Ben said the Ben Pacono bet me I'll go back to his previous positions as you say the BNC. And the rules are very clear. I'm just somebody who can't ask him several times. So you were a lot of precedents for Ghana.
This is the ABC.
Yes, see.
Kotokone Adriana.
Inti.
Around the France and Nicolas Day.
Sebonsu.
Oh, Sebonsu.
Inti.
Planning the Panacheno.
Inti. And the Mrani say, why a double registration, dear? Double registration, each say, why register my 2 clubs? More than 1 club. And as well register more than 1 club. Inti, 1 club beat me within our jurisdiction, say Ghana, and I say, a club for Webby. And I say, why register with another association other than the Ghana Football Association? Association be outside other than the Ghana Football Association. But clearly we had the Ekwana player no or register for more than 1 club. Or register for only one club. I'm running interest as a woody 1,000 and we punish club now what register no. I'm running interest. Mamma can say what register now within a bear 1,000. One day at once. So the rules are very clear.
And in this case, you know. Nessa ya branch of Isaac Bensa. Or mum ness yet.
Yes, Sanem Ranica.
I am Tamale City.
Sanem Ranica. Emran was spelled black and white, Sanem Ranica. Emran Kase, Emran Kase, where you see more than one name, your Panishi club now are registered for no. Yes, we are registered for more than one club. And the club, you question the Busan will say, as speaking, I say player anybody, you know, or register my team bang. Not Tamale City is already some more. Apart from Tamale City, there were any evidence to show say we register for any other club, and as I say, we don't have any evidence to show that. And
I'm saying last year,
good. Indeed, there's any evidence. I was expecting to say Bian Canon and KBA keep pace for the Beko. No media yomu case. But as it stands now, the players register for only one club. And running Casse, who would 10,000 as a punish club now, register. I say, who moment as a punish. And so there can a lot of precedents. But Emradi, I said the lawyers and us, it be a high year. I like you feel say be before for the Beko Casa. It is within his right to do that. But Ghana I'm running there. I think I don't see because I come out several times as a way. Say a chia baby, and say a be a sida.
There's precedent.
A be a sida, me who said the CD assembly. And the D assembly in that way, no, Ubiankasa. Because then you name himself San Emraneka. At that time, son, I like you know Ghana. And the assembly D, and I was thinking, say, Bianca, be a BC say no, say the man for camera, but. Oh, there is see, I'm my idea some Bianca because Obian was a son and running actually. Punishment, Lemon, son and running, say, will be busy, say the mount. And he, but what the cocasa, me, when I met me at train share from your city, had Marcus, my large in Fanco. It is within its right, some Fancons and Contrane, but me, the men who so far the verdict by a name, a Maraca Crabia, or Makutia, the Indians referred to, clearly should say, the Omo and medium who only a piece come to me who say be born beyond.
Honorable Semi.
Medical catch from day one. Say, I don't see how Kifesa is going to win this case. Because President Joshua Kwame rule House of Folk versus Great Olympics. House of Folk protest Great Olympics. Omo you saw Branton because or through registration or system. I'm calling you be Omotran assembly na so article na avie kutu yen say player no na ye dey default because on the register me no as all system na Great Olympics in mo hwenti am punish Great Olympics no ma sa season no Great Olympics nke tom points akombo relegation mo ka league no ma abo do this season ya starting season no ante bia aduana na kotoko Nicholas Mensa so okay aduana for a protest omo ye protest no Jeffrey, etna asem so mu so kotoko ndi hu phobia because kotoko eje omo transfer and actually release letter from the former club with Nicholas Mensa on it no mdi omo registration and if ntwenche abba mu baby player no ene the former club ni betimi answer questions no and Jeffrey ni omo investigations na wie no the player is suffering a 1 year suspension mewa Joshua Kwame rules the same thing. Also, you Jeffrey, a investigation, you will move on their branch. I'm a branch class 7 1 year. We are Saba, a bobo. Now, it was always going to be difficult because maybe who confess an argument on way, and I'm who Tamale so defense. And I quite remember in the course of the week, me back kind. And I said, but tell Tamale City for defense or more, having a release letter. Hazakes for releasing more money, Isaac Mensa also. My mechanic in our until as some president told you, I bet they said you will go beyond president to rule a new thing and answer Bisa. Kifesa for ya, Omone Carola United. Oh, Abrancas, more match in the year. Anna Obima Carola for hint. Checking face for you should play beyond all double registration. Canada for some very protest no. But I'm not saying share the pros and cons of the protest no. No, mo say no. Some way protest no crowd there's no way of making major points no. I'm die protest no. What I say? No say Canada a protest it here face and come points no. But I'm share no. Some way protest no crowd. I'm to win the points no. Player the better. We punishing to Canada for you money. What did I make an answer? There have been several occasions, in some way, Braba, teams will be decided to obey protest, but a dream will not say no. So multi points there. Why should they continue the case? But Alaji has the right to go to cash. The only advice I cash, every media man say, and I said the cash between ruling say the case should come back to the Ghana Football Association and use the articles of GF in the assembly. Unless Kifesa are able to prove beyond reasonable doubt, say ruling nearby, it's not in the articles of the rules and regulations of the association. Then CAS will force you to use Omrano. But I've a kind of Omrano, so Maria clear. Say it is the player that will be punished. Also, appeals committee ruling now. Almost say they've reported the case to the GFA, disciplinary committee. You know, say at least they will do investigation and know the people who are involved in the double registration of Isaac Mensah. That's how for the punish. Say a player now will punish the player. Say in the former club now a rainbow. You know, they will punish the club. Say Hazakis, so they will punish Hazakis. And I said, whoever is involved, no more punish the panel. And to me, from day one, I knew this case, this was going to be the outcome.
All right. Young Trasso, now, young, my name is Abia, former video analyst, Beckham Bibi Kakadia, can face her.
Rich, so,
now Modi, former video analyst, who Modi.
Now, this is our brand name, who has me.
But also, is there a carbon team common say? Yeah. I said, Kim Faisal man said then should be last season. You got kitty come on relegation.
You see, Rich, so
now this season more Rich
for Obia Maye Juma informally, Juma Ngasamiyama coaching routine.
Okay.
Extended for Kim Faisal. Miss Magas, I know the club Kakra. And to be very honest with you, Nyakosu in recent times, I have just one thing to say. It is only time for the club to set up.
Ken Faisal?
Yeah. Mean to a large for Misha. Before I ever Ukrainian for no penny, I didn't want it. But I don't think that there is a need to go to CAS. I think that some people are not being honest to a large cruiser. And
on service can on more team.
It's the same thing I'm saying. And didn't come on. The first thing that he said was that the lawyers were on the lawyer Kassan pay, and he has asked his lawyer to write to the appeals committee for the proceedings of appeal case no more. You see, maybe somebody is not being very honest with Alaji Cruiser, and that's why I think, Rich, maybe there are a lot of questions with this issue. And when him, no make clarity. This morning I kept on. I mean, the landing have go back and forth, and I needed answers. Say, boy, no, rainbow for the transfer and a few rainbow. No. Under which name was it? If the name was Jireno, I know the rainbow, no, and was under Cotemale cities, and was also changing the Konisha, then that would have been problematic. But per what no is saying, he was transferred under Isaac Mensah or something. No, at that point, it's literally a different person. It's from Kra, like boy, there was Sunny Dindia, but it's a different person at Temale cities for an FLD. You don't even need a law for this. Okay. Then it is one person who in the transfer is Jire. And again, now to come down to say, see a transfer will be a transfer register for Frana. Say you stand for and it's under the same name there, then you can even try say you push the people to praise the law. Say okay, Sadia then means that he arrested from both clubs, which would have been down to interpretation. Any the laws of the GFA. The case has been lost. If you're a King Faisal fan, you want the game. You see, Rich, send a kind. I went to King Faisal to work. At the end of the day, that became my family. Say, me ponfia sina se maybe I'm a call, maybe say Nhyira hospital. I miss some of the former coaches who work there. Michelle Dr. Ramatuma, we talk about King Faisal every time, aside medicine. So it has become a family. At the end of the day, it is time for the club to move on and to be handled professionally in the right way. When I say professionally, it is high time we move away from just names handling the club and it puts in the hands of people who get the job done.
And it's investors be crown.
Yes, there's only investors to see a club. Let's put people in place.
Okay.
There's one man called Dr. Asamoah. He's in the sports and exercise science of KNUST. He's part of King Faisal's team, medical team, normal share players and so more pra. You see, very dedicated man. Very dedicated man. One of the people that I know over there who always asking for the right thing to be done. And constantly, some of us, when we were there, we got things from the club and we hope say the club will go in the right direction. Right direction and say, some of these things now, we should let it go. Like saying our kind Rich, there was no need. See, I bet you got the relegation zone. Then we fight for this. Can fight out a better team.
Can fight at the ball last 3 games.
Exactly. Even apart from that, we were in a very good run under Jimmy Koblam. The team was in a very good run.
Can face a few all of a sudden.
Yes. Then things begin to dip.
I don't know.
Were things done well? Were things managed well? There are some things that maybe you can't sit outside and see. Okay. But there are people in the club who are probably not happy with how things are being run. And I think that is high time.
Complaining.
This is important and sharing about one thing, but it is high time that the club. Yeah, it is high time the club does things the right way. Aladi has able kids, not even investors. Fawaz Grusam, able kids who can run the club. Able, who can run the club? They can. So, essentially, they should make sure say the club is run the right way.
Okay.
They be a make catches and say rich. Menya she can I can speak some Hausa. Timiko baby na so bika Hausa. I can understand because I was a Kinfa.
Fabi so na yen topic no so.
I think that for me, no, the bigger picture, no, and it's we are trying as much as possible say you be moving away from boardroom points.
Okay.
Which that is a bigger picture for me. Say Ghana football, try to transit into a regime as much as possible. And the another word is as much as possible. Say obi benya points onya no park in so. Dan say obeko boardroom na wako two protest na odi enya points. And that is the bigger picture of Enomana Ekosono. Now Rich, let me make some corrections here. Say already appeals committee ruling now. Almost say no cre Tamale City. Tamano more division 1 no. Registered the same player as Kojonisi. Omo enya promotion into the Premier League no. This season registered the player as Isaac Mensah. Enti no cre Tamale City one club no has registered this same player as Kojonisi before when they were in Division 1, and our register no as Isaac Mensah this time around. But say what appeals committee now, their argument and they say, season where I able ya can face a chimu protest there. Apart from the Isaac Mensah dinner, Tamale City for their register brand.
Which is last season, no?
Club be any this season. And so I want register brand in the same league. Season here, either with Division 1 and I say any other federation, or my register Benton in this same 2022-2023 season, or my debo, and say BB Science there, then there is no incident of double registration.
You say a change of name.
BB sir.
Who said the change said last season there is a Division 1 no. Tamale City register boy no as Isaac Mensah and Jire Kodonisi. And to Tamale City register boy as Isaac Mensah. I almost register as Jire Kodonisi. That was last season. We also release letter on the year argument now. I was 2021-2022 season.
Okay.
What I say. But this season, Diano. Kodo Jire Diano crack. Oman just had registration. Isaac Mensah Diano Kwano. You get a point. And to see I can't this season, dear player now who can have system no. Isaac Mensah Kwano was system.
Which your fan say a change of name.
And for the benefit of this season, you see, that is how law are funny. And look, can face our point, but the argument, even though they've lost, they have a point. But law on a BB and kitty. If you don't get the fundamentals right, you lose the case. And Jakpasu, who is the appeals committee chairman, he is so experienced as a lawyer. And while your appeals committee not chair, look at the way our appeals committee read it. No? Look, he is trying to talk in face of us. You may have a point, but the jurisdiction of Asamna Mokano, and this season, and Asamna Yakan, and this season, Asamna Yakan. So, come case with Batama, Tamana City for Ewa Division 1 last season. Anka Edium Bedibim. But this season, dear, Edina Mokana Mo contestant has been registered by only Tamale City. You also register with any other name for any other club or as the same person for any other club. And to major points in the Mawa, and as I find it, Tamale City said, only a couple of Bosoma Bonibia, and ye. Now, Rich, beyond these technicalities, beyond the bigger picture of, say, you ever see a movie away from boardroom points, look, ye F, ye Chimutaya. Some will be say you're discussing in the media. Some will be say Emma Obi, Etimini Asamco Display Committee, Equa Appeals Committee, a threatening casino. It affects the integrity of our game. And the Argentina in the era of biometric registration. Our fingerprints can print in a way. Why do we allow the FA FIFA Connect system to have one person have 2-3 identities in the FA system? So it shouldn't be possible. Rich and I can say, you're moving into this biometric passport, unless they have old passport, and I won't renew it. But so we new passport is here, Ghana. There is no way you can own 2 or 3 passports. It's not possible.
Andra, I had an extensive discussion with one of the experts of this TMS system, and no Chechemuchem say. A problem what system and they are trying as much as possible say omit me I solve but
when they are not trying
they are trying say so you should passport uti so you should passport there it is extremely difficult for you to change certain things but at this moment some of the players are still using health insurance cards which they can change at any time.
About birth certificate.
What I say
on those things.
Mania possible. Say yes. Now some of them are still.
You see why these things are linked to the Baomia vision of getting a only Ghana card as a form of identity.
And so a fingerprint.
And apart from BB Sano, we shouldn't accept anything a extra identity of Obi if it is not fringed on biometric data. And our should embrace that. So the mayor, sad topic be saying, you mean free your football him. Now you discuss the same way. Now you bet me a year books in the Then the last thing, Mr. Mamika same way. The last thing, okay. The issue that Oria Alaji Gusa is raising about Ketimono, Emudu. It's not an allegation we can just say ya dia seminary na or the yaw na kasa look obetimi the yaw kasa but this is Alhaji Gusa making a very very huge allegation against the FA president. Now look on the face of it is how the was Supreme Court now say Nana Akufo-Addo asho obo say asamna ada ko Supreme Court no obetimi aboa mo di bem esre simply because Supreme Court as a judiciary is an independent place. Obedient me influence you, and it's all Ghana status cinema. All the judicial bodies, independent bodies, Keteku, Prosper Harrison as the general secretary. Anyone want obedient influence on these judicial bodies, no. But if an allegation is made from no person than Alhaji Gusa to the president of your football association, that's Alhaji so much evidence say.
To the extent didn't see now.
Yes, evidence say the president of the FA is telling him say our the ability to influence the judicial body of the FA. That is a serious allegation. And yet look, we will continue to persuade Alhaji Gusa to get that the evidence.
Right.
Because Asamna Wakano say no cry. And a woman in a very, very big way. As a young club, we should put him to the sword and tell him, say, look, Sano Mabi say, no, Ghana football, no, and didn't get that. And it's only evidence, and Kosun say the brand, by these allegations, if you don't have evidence, and so our evidence is what we will encourage Alhaji Gusa. Bring the evidence all the corruption allegations at all levels. So evidence on formula, we need to clean the system, and we shouldn't allow these allegations to fly as if say, oh, Alajina, Nebuafuna, Norman Kuyamano, and Wakasa Keke. It goes deep into the perception of the real and football association, and look around to this topic.
Of course,
of what the parliamentarian will say.
All right, I'm not to our topic to say 11:35 inti enchaman kakano biansono intimi enchana de medium call parliament. I don't trophy Ghana Premier League or Maji and the call parliament. Akwachia a parliament. Now I'm honorable speaker. Abambabin at the two MPs names will be amwa. Na medium Africa mokono musuntimi successful and so awo na anona adakru constituency no MP efenso honorable Kwame Agboza aso no say yes asamna speaker of parliament kano eye de but I mean yen na yen kano kre Ghana football ye wo hoyi Ghana football yi referees omonya de coaches eniam omo chere players no anya fit for aye purpose afei your league here pitches you create nkoye oti TV agina wo ha basa why pa na sabi na dwene mu da ho a ode ne sika abehye Ghana football mu asamo panika yi yente na afei yenso yenche adwen enso emfafa honorable asem enso die.
Mr. Speaker, we've all heard about the woes of Ghana football. And ever so often we hear people saying people must put in money. Mr. Speaker, how do you put your money? Who on this planet puts your money into a venture when you are told that officiating is problematic? Facilities are problematic. The training regime is not fit for purpose. And there's no clear route as to whether, even if you invest 10 cedis, whether you even get your 10 cedi back. So, Mr. Speaker, until we have a system where Ghana football gets these issues resolved, it is going to be difficult. It's not as if Ghanaians don't have the ability to invest in football. That is why I take the opportunity to congratulate those who have risked to invest in this venture. But, Mr. Speaker, I would encourage GFA to look at this.
Okay, enti honorable asem no ose nyeze Ghana form en person dom sika be che Ghana football obi ape ba ade no brand ne enkoyi emfa na at a point class abutie dia ba bi no obo ma omdom sika ura Ghana for say e risk taking I don't mind because ono Ghana football no hu no so to be part do sika sheba if I want be memu because a huge risk and what taking no I Clemente. Papa, no cry no kaba. I don't know.
And that's no cry. No, sometimes no cry no can no cry na.
The truth hurt.
Sometimes it's bitter. Truth is bitter sometimes. No can say no cry no can. And oye MP ntin ko kan say. I think sugar coating kakra na Mr. Speaker na bi Aziz na na.
O ma surgery kakra.
No cry na no can. No cry na no can. And me will be or can of crest or can ask them to the CTS. Yeah, me pay for Kwana Sempa. What kind of cray? And to say, who is car, over investing in a football club? Bizarre question. And sometimes some of this is, I say the 2 year home. What do 2
I mean, the means Kadia may invest.
That's a problem. We invest a division bay.
Oh, me, I'm a Kotoko.
Over the work of my Kotoko for.
Medium Sikabiru Kotoko.
Someone find your name.
Jay, the 18 no.
No, we are the Minya. We are with the better answer. We are now.
Some businessman. Medium Sika question.
Now, one moment for back or discuss team number what and Saka is got. One will be there. Bobby Dinamji. So be about Kotoko. Omomo, you know, Kotoko Domoka, Meboa. And not one other Kotoko Moka. And any risk now, Cano. Huh? We just talk about or your house is here. Obejai house, Marco Jinisca. Honor Jinisca. And he see run the club at a profit.
That's on name majority.
And because the revenue stream is saying Omunyeska. And I say, they can't work and cast or to the Skebuka. And clearly, do one out to Musikebu. Do one out to Musikebu. Because we not come in of a first obina. Supporters in Park. And wait to me now, it's a crowd from gates. Players on Mumbo Bolly, on Monday morning, so any and wait me up for Tom Cassia and wait me in Scacassia. And ye run ye teams as a kind of from hand to mouth, huh? Mouth could be in real mouth, would be ever quite no be a shoe free, no grass were ye free, no grass and a cocaine. We and cano cry, and that's how we have run our football. Maybe I mecan say, and own name, bank ruler and deb. Of course, elsewhere, you won't go for money clubs. Nancy, I told Bully, I'm a Chelsea. Manchester United, what Manchester United say, Ratcliffe, any shake money or more person by better. And these people put money in the clubs. They be an emergency situations among her clubs, if financial statement. Only a few of them are even able to break even. Because they break even, I just say, they are spending one and one. Most of them, a boka, and I can create a bet me, I can declare profit at the end of it. Even there, all the sponsorship for more money, they kick a counting in ano. And to investing in football, Ghana, no, it's a huge risk. It's a huge risk. As a sabi, yakatu any. Na yedwe jina bebi ne akacho se bebi a woko no amna yetutu amna oho yeja oseko utu na ba kwa ne oseko to amna no. It's a huge risk, and he said it as it is. Said it pepe na honorable Kwame Agbuja kan pepe
na almost MPs na ban there no almost responsibilities are
about responsibility in anything.
Pitches. Even a binary diagram is in Gui.
On Tinkaban made and Comema a Kimfesa and answer Mamma Kotkoska. No Mumfanya team. Now they Nick Kimfesa and a house saying a binary there.
The players in development way.
The
players no money about Black Stars and one yet development way.
Mimintia say,
if I develop more pitches.
A year per se, yes, a sports. A year so special, say. Abanis can be obedient, as well the sports. Sometimes a man for your oh, sports is a man for good. Why the guys say sports is special? When you do a man for attitude, our man employed several hundreds of people. A man for private business is a man for attitude. When you do a man for it, are they getting government support? I don't know who is talking about that. Or man playing for 4 year Juma infrastructure, more year corporate social or more year near mano. One near casse, ye more. Are people talking about it in the same vein some sports and I say, what you have been out to football club there? You expect that a buying first camera. Now, maybe Juma, me and play a lot of people there, and you may Juma go. Sometimes we have to be very realistic with the situation a woman is here.
About noon, time 11:43. Your black metros on soon some of now. China first game the Tia Congo. Yeah, discussing Kakra.
Ghana a developing country and I say developed country.
Developing.
Okay. Pauli, ma fa inam the amount would you know one by one na me kasam fa. Debi ameka say a country like Ghana, before we will get our football at that level, we need huge government investment. And I'll give you clear examples of how some government are investing in their footballs elsewhere. Malta, government invested 6 million euros over 8 years in new surfaces for artificial pitches. Oh, Malta Kronim. It was a way na government libet me aye ama Malta so football aye. It me tumpon and Malta league, you know, it may attract players with Stefan Sessegnon and a host of other players. They started from somewhere. What I say, government here and I say, or the turn also to develop sport and as a football as one of the economic tools of the country. And see, I know, Malta, I don't know, Malta and Ghana. You compare, it's more a developed country, a developing country. Is Ghana a developing country or a developed country? If the supposed developed countries are investing this amount of money, then how much more Ghana? This is UK, United Kingdom. In July 2021, Prime Minister announces 50 million investment in grassroots football pitches. Say, 50 million pounds
in pitches, keke.
Adam say amount to also say 50 million pounds in grassroots football pitches, not grassroots football KK, but pitches. And so much Jude Bellingham, from 16 years or to 19 years, and about Real Madrid, or more for the more at the age of 22. But the trophies all we are seeing and they are playing at the highest stage for Manchester City. They played on this kind of pitches. And this is UK, a developed country. This is UK we are talking about. What I said?
And then Saudi Arabia for you.
I'll come to that. This is UK. Or my so it developed. No. This how and we put it and say 2023 England Manakoji or Euro Championship. No. Anna Abanu say no. Now say women's football it me accord to the highest level ama omo manu akoje Euro Championship no ama omo some final match no attendance at stadium crab breaking world record. They are investing how much? 600 million pounds for what? Girls sports. And already I say the United Kingdom government will put 600 million pounds toward equal athletic opportunities for girls as a result of push from the England women's national team. This is UK and I say England, a developed country, no government really invests say 600 million pounds. Makasa, you don't give the money to the clubs. What I say, you don't give the money to the clubs, but you invest to make sure so you improve infrastructure in the country. This is Ireland. The Football Association of Ireland. I request say 5.17 million euros of government investment over 15 years. Ireland, dear no. Ireland in a developed country. Ireland in a developed country. So a developed country. And to say Ireland, and so government invested this amount of money, 517 million euros over the next 15 years. And in the next 15 years, what is Ireland football team or more Ghana players in African footballers acquire? What try and can't my players link up? If government are investing huge sums of money into their football, how much more a developing country? Scottish government sponsor a more cap. That was some years ago. The Scottish government is renewing its sponsorship of this year's Scottish Community League Cup with a funding of 1.7 billion pounds. This is Scottish government too. Then a developing country like Ghana, also you don't require government investment before you can make it.
Anna, then find me mentors new way no kakra bina and SMB lines in time now. Wiki a moment time.
You see, say I'm paying for making statement you say from the now have you cano. It is the truth, no. Yeah. But don't we know the truth already? We know.
Into the
MP Nekano, he has said nothing. We want solutions to the problem. And the problem Yenim say a risk, so he invest in our football more Ghana. We know. You don't have to tell us. But we are parliamentarian. What Juma is to find solutions to this nation. That is your job. Yemra, ebema solutions to your problems. That is your job. Rich. Asamna MP Negano. No matter two Nekan was a meal. I say. Your football na your problems baby pitches in yet officiating in yet your club administration and yet your sika samun yet your coaches in yet and no more baby and was a up to standard way football no and yet enti ama okabomu ama brand no and yet attractive say we sika be shape mu a ebetimi akọ na ama wonfa so asama kan yan no meboa. Now, how do other sectors of the economy tackle our issue and how are we tackling the issue when it comes to football? Ghana, how do other countries tackle our same problem way? I didn't hear that on a casa. You may have started with ya. say enche bia and a UK government and the white people aba say yema independent regulator Emra Premier League nim near regulators on made bottlenecks in kitty England Premier League no you champ ball yasi baby say it is the most commercialized league yasi no still now you can and the white people aba say sa Premier League na ye just say who na ye bodam no here independent regulator na only the entire you can buy ejitu mu say yemfa independent regulator mrana it is to tackle these problems here in Premier League nim bad pitches ownership structure auditing any sound of money nyina enti MP the solutions to am na what can say right oko banking sector say uti achira na so banks savings and loans any more financial transactions are ya more license to operate now rich their regulator in the Bank of Ghana regulates the way that is the reason why Bank of Ghana to me the report about say bank A and B any omunioma to the standard enti bank yenguno and now bank A and B any omunioma to the standard it ye merge banks no say the be omo ahoden ebetimi asipina omayi omadwuma according to license dey am say omo fa nye omadwuma every sector of the economy including the hospitality industry creative arts obia a regulator to make sure that the right things are done so that we are say unu usika ko shemu a sebi usika nche identity football ebesi na rich how many regulator it is a pictures nye ye coaching standard nye ye player standard nye ye administration nye any woman MP ni kenya say enya who makes sure it is done well on behalf of government and on behalf of the people.
Na yema tie for no so becho.
Enti kasa na kasa. And I say kasa.
Okay.
You are there to find solutions for us. You don't tell us the problem. Me say the solution here back up. Parliament should get us an independent regulator of sports in Ghana.
All right, Excel Plans Education. As so yesterday, now, so to UK, US, Ireland, Germany, Canada. Now, question idea. I'm the more for professional advice. So, a crab first application for visa. Nina, no the mount. Now, my sign Abuama said to me, I can't. I invest our Bruchino Kushandi Wadie. And so, into interested, I'm so when you travel and talk. Jenny, and you travel and talk. Name upesa ukosua de wa abruchira ana omoboama wonsanso no etimi aka 0243334894 damno mum eni eyenkomo kosua ensanu djuma nensanu djuma de eye Pimsan TV job training ana me kamfo ede ama wo Pimsan TV job training eni ama makoma kudunsa 16 ana omonso ede ama wontunso korokosua bi fish farming ointment we decide a lot of seminar bar soap Azuma bro, say they see a pizza, cake, fresh yogurt. Fascinator ni bebre ka ho ana omonso e de echewo. Me ma cho hwesika no. Ruwa kan so be kan na Richard Mini, me so men trenche fie. Na nya burden emfa mo obi. Kosua nsa no dwuma, ne betimi enso obo nsa no dwuma de etuaka. Eti friend number we sisia wo kwa. Na so nso obo ho. 503 for training fee, registration nso ko for 53. 23rd and 24th. Ana dwuma de eba so Au Kumasi Cultural Center 0244-718-557. Bet the annual one is bet into so will be a without bet to be a near chat or one is bet. Umbi 12 second nadia my bra. One so it made you more also a boost. And I say boosted until a bit me a bow. I'm a Biansono. I come up a day. And so a moment I so I say 11:54 maybe a line so no. 0322083581 83528353 Niama pini aboboso. Hello.
Ricardo.
Paku.
Memo achana payo.
Meju so
Ricardo pa ma yancha ne amu abaso pa na gasi akufo nshirawo. Wone wa beja fo nyina mo board ma nyame nshira mo pa. Na menchu olum nya fo twa ko etematen. Ricardo. Ghana e football ya. Enya de se koyo. Ye course ni ade ni nyina gu na mbesa mbusa se etu Ricardo mo na mo de school makobi ya nkobi eti World Cup na ne konska na bam no empefo ntia de papa amdia no Ghana ebo me football na koso ne ati koso e football na nkoye sports minister ya wabe kwepa kana euros kiacha ma ye nyina ebia no oba ya ode ne sai ko se so man sika na nse kwa abesika ne adi yo esi eye emi enya so mfaso na no under 20 go be match no ya na mabroche ne akosa ja ko prepare na ko mu de no mu entantan se de ye de ha na e ja ko te ko prepare de ababo ma se o mu nya football no mu de business o mu no mu guys ni di no.
Okay, yada say yemfa for ye chambre nkakaka. Hello.
Yes sir.
Yes sir.
Bokode.
Robert.
Yes sir.
Yenkoi.
Ne de soboto ete so na start mu ntami. Wait. Bokode.
Ade
Speaking your boy has been one me ba ko. Na radio tato. Brother crowd of folk. You say akwase.
So omo say omo LP players 1 or 2 be the abeka squad no. So omo ye adwuma na no.
Me pato who see there. Unto prota me pato ukoto njeso go ha den.
Asa bia otoguo na onya prot na. E de obesi no de aboso.
Na je bo ukoto njeso go ba na say sa plan no ani njeso na mfa so ba den. Ah, who for coach? Who's all good players are no? And it's open as a coach, no, this are players, no, on far rate away anything. What I say? Also, when we are common football, no.
Maybe Robert, sir, a bet me so, say. If you only coach, be a dinkum, we a see, or more dinkum, see. I'm a coach in a jatum, coach in a nature, so be a Monfort, Bentamon fast, missing fan, and that's possible.
Wait, I got it anyway.
Okay, o point in him some to us, young for hello.
Ricardo.
I saw it, dying.
Ricardo.
And now, Ben, a bro for now, Benny Cheat.
Oh, so Robert coming, Minya.
And then me in English, I say, can't bro for it.
Yeah. But let me greet Engineer K. Eduga Suvin, Kumasi son of Walakasian, opposite police station. Also listen to you. Don't go buy it for a gas oven and to other person. Go to K.Edu gas oven and then buy oven and so Papa Pandey is a K.Edu house. Let me see. The minister question is today morning. It's a good question for answer because you see, sir, Richardo, when you sit me and then take my voice to your papers, you know. Mother, you take the money to Ghana Premier League?
No.
Why no? Why no? I'm listening to you.
I'm listening. You talk.
You said no. Why no? Because everything is unquestionable. It's not good at all. It's unquestionable.
And also, I said, Jesse.
No, and yet.
Hello.
Hey, Richardo.
Hey.
What do you say, Mabo?
Maybe I say, Mabo.
Hey, Kumasi Fui. What do you say, Papa? Yeah, Tabu to say, Timupa, Yakupo Shamate, Kumasi, Mobile Juma. Your family was actually the whole Ghana. You don't have any experience, my chairman.
All right.
Mamisha, I was taking me through about you and calling me through about it, but you Nanami Monitamo, and Nuanopa, the Yamishamo. Many of the Americans say, your best friend under 23, to say Mutnap anymore, or Mugusu or Mokomani. You know, young fire and pie ball, and more day and pie under 20 national team nation. I say, Coach Tanku or Bojumapa, you didn't you know, so Juma or Bono, my by year, the support to more, what is said here, this support to ma national team. No, I think sports minister. I get best more national under 23. Me as a minister, who person who qualify. I think say 1 month supporters new now or bigger than the support to pay attention. No minister, but okay, and I mean, they make a church or quality. But say, I buy the boat ban and one has said the boat machine. Because who do SC? Come now, now when the FA planet. Who Daniel will be and Daniel goes up with Kujomensa. I think the young enemy say, but no, no, Division 1. If you did not use a pencil, a beer to the same tea, a beer to now. Yes, I give you already and a casting yet. Now they're concealing the chief. Okay, then it was that Kujomensa.
I think your point is well made and far from. Yes, sir.
Aunya solo ngone.
Solo yenko.
Atia se wan samle na mdodro. Na na fem pon wasa se wa chuma ngo beja no. Mame mo abaso na ayala me kai se me frɛ no. Enkomo wa se di wo back door.
Okay.
Na se nema ya tsa. Mame mo abaso pa na me se nyame sha pama mo na me che refer ko jun kansa. Aya man se we so monitor mo show no pa ana the vice president Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Hwɛ asema parliamentarians no mo kan no me no mo ya adwene. What you say? Uche enema ekoso ye Ghana league no a ye be sempen form mo den sipom. What you say? Tema has to folk omu dominate Ghana football, omu dominate Africa no. Komo ko bo a Red Cup championship a omu trenye ya amaso no. Satam no players no mo has to folk no. Ye keep us players na cheye. Ombo team na cheye pa. And so it's another opportunity. No shit, baby or take forward or take opportunity. I will be doing baby at Tela because of my bomb water and as any one na play and begin and answer Caribbean. Put a play and a bush and phone na Abam Penny for Munya Blanchman because on your contract. And Penny for dominate from next year, he said, never be that to Ghana. So your player at least 1 young league in Ancha, bet 3 years, bet 4 years. Yes, a bit of quality players now. That's
a pass. For last caller. Now behind news at us. Hello. Sorry. Last caller. Amos.
Papa, and somehow, and some papa. The Ghana football. Yes, so be papa and personal. It's time for your telephone. What you pay and I can't. What do you business? And see, I'm 24 now. You do my business. I football. No. Business members. She has just because of Papa. The player after now I eat the strangling when you're striker. So become as a 2 days, 3 days. Yes, you're told. No, when you have a cover blaster, you can't know for that's what I am a photo for your team. Your players, I think you go for a blaster team review. On the blaster team, not going to look at players, you're baby. What I understand you happening. Businessman, or player back, or a tunnel, play away, never tunnel. I mean, Papa, what I am, but you have a player. You need to also, I could put them. Or no, tunnel, no, let's go question. I'll be in the look up player. I say, look at him, business, no, that's it. What are you going to play? Football, and we get there.
That's it.
What can we be?
That's it. Into for free, I'm say, Emo, this and pay be man, coffee be man, was your charge, no. Some I call.
Now, I'm not watching now. China Sunday.
Or Tragana, you wear first game. And it's your Congo.
Yeah.
At time being 3 o'clock. Okay.
I'm not about 3. So, Chandy, only baby I say,
Sheriff,
I'm not doing feeding ready. About 2. Okay. What take commentary more sham to say, Precase down quem. Now be at my camera. Now, rich, your idea. Uromo France. Mamba ko no your friend Mami Osa Pauline and the birthday. Okay. Mami Osa, ti no yan fa kunya generation happy birthday na kan say na kupon hira no. No nyi nfa no fa no kwado hu. To de ne sabesum bia ba de man nye kama emfa ema no.
I Mami Osa ni. Oh, okay.
Ona to kama so
no ho fe pa. Ho fe.
Mami Osa Pauline. Oh France.
Okay.
Yeah.
Na broche de okotra onya okala.
Onya
skakra.
Fantastic.
Ubenya okala be fi.
Team on that so no that so tafa. And then the birthday Samson Roma agent kwai for ma. Filippo Inzaghi.
Oh, Filippo.
Filippo birthday.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
And then Filippo birthday. So anga so play.
Oh yeah.
Filippo birthday.
There is Filippo. Happy birthday.
Yeah, Yakupon Shano.
All right, Jonathan City Faturi Fensiona. Abi one news team no bra.
That